I think today we're going to talk about being yourself and being you. And the hardest thing to do is to be transparent. I think, for me at least, I was always stuck in this world way back in the days, growing up as a kid. I think today we're going to talk about not saying no and being you, or being the yes man. The hardest thing to do. But you know what transparency is all about? I think is getting down to the bottom of the problem. Stuck in this world. If you have an issue with someone, honestly, the best thing to do is just go and talk to that person, confront that person. Not confrontation. There's a difference. Just confront. Be transparent and ask them, hey, you know, instead of all the gossiping and all of this and all of that, is there an issue that we're having, or is there a problem? And then you can work it out. So sometimes I think people aren't transparent. And I know we all have to wear a mask in life. I know that. I get it. Because you can't say, how's your day going? You're going to be like, my day's crap. How's your day? I get it. We all have a mask. But at least being transparent and being a man of your word. Those two things, I think, will make you the toughest, biggest, baddest man or woman on the planet. Is because, number one, you can't buy trust. You can't buy your word. If you break it, it's broken. No one's going to believe in you. No one's going to trust you. So that has to be built from the beginning. If you say something, you got to do it. Just don't say it because it's getting you out of a situation. If you say it, then do it. That's your word, right? It's gold. It's priceless. You can't pay for that back. Also, it's not for sale, right? So being a man of your word, and then also just being transparent. You know, sometimes you got to say no. Don't just be the yes man. I used to be out there and say, oh, I'll do this. Yes, I can do this. Yes, I can do this. Yes, I can do that. The only problem is I said yes, and I'm not going to let people down. So that's where my issue was back then. So I learned just now to be you, but also be transparent, be a man or a woman of your word. If you say something, then do it. And if you don't, then you need to own up. You need to step up and be responsible. There's no one better that I respect than someone stepping up and saying, you know what? I own that. That was my mistake. I apologize for that. What can I do to make it better? Sometimes we got to own up to our mistakes, and there's a lot of people that don't do it. So that's what I think we're talking about, is being a man of your word, being transparent, and just own up on your own BS. You know what I mean? All right. That's all that's on my heart. Have a good day.
Not much advice I'd want to give you, because it's the pain that drives your success. It's the stumbles that make you get back up. These lessons can't be taught. It's the experience one has to learn. Sometimes people say life isn't fair, but it's all how you look at it. There are lessons I could teach you, but you're the only one that must make the choices. Sometimes we'll lose the battle, but you must win the war. Wounds hurt, but now they're battle scars. I had to let you fall because God picked you back up. Life isn't a race, it's a marathon. Your longevity will tell your legacy. Good job, Jay.
Fall. It's been a while since I rode. I'm sure at times everyone has moped. But this ain't me. I don't want to go back to where I was. All I could do is pray and hope, shake it off. But when I do, my mind says, nope. I mean, how do I deal with this? How do I even cope? I don't want to slide, but it is a slippery slope. I'm struggling, I'm grabbing, I slip because I missed the rope. My emotions are overflowing like a waterfall. The words I speak are positive. Well, at least I think they are. Overall, with stress occurring regularly, it's too fast. It's a hand-side. Emotions are thrown like a curveball. But how can you even breathe when the air feels like ethanol? I mean, I want to fight back my mind. I want to brawl, but when I punch, I'm on the ground. I mean, I see the takedown. I begin to sprawl, but I miss. All I can do is crawl. Then I disappear. I'm gone. And it's just me staring at the ceiling wall. I mean, people can see my pain. You can see it in my eyeball. The sun would shine, but the darkness moves in, becomes a rainfall. I'm all over the place, like a human pinball. So I delay and I begin to stall. Please, God, take my hand before I fall.
Oh. Oh my goodness. Are y'all ready? Jesus. What's going on, everybody? Oh my goodness. Back with another stream, man. Y'all know I wasn't supposed to stream today. Y'all know I was not supposed to stream today. I wasn't even supposed to cut a video yesterday. I wasn't even supposed to be up at 1 o'clock in the morning talking to Matthew about Zach ending his career with a post. You know, I was not supposed to be doing any of that. We were supposed to all be getting ready, celebrating for, you know, family gatherings and whatnot. But here we are. Here we are today under some crazy circumstances to talk about someone who wanted to be famous. They wanted to be famous, and I think we should give him the attention he wanted so badly for making such a tasteless post. Hopefully you guys saw the video by now. It was just embarrassing. And it looks like chat is working. How many people we got watching on Twitch? All 38 of y'all. Jesus, man. Anywho, I do have a great show for you guys. It is not my show. It's really Francis' show. Because if it wasn't for her, like it wasn't for April, I wouldn't be streaming. She wanted me to stream. I said, all right, cool. I'll stream. She has some like groundbreaking details and emails that go way, way back, right? Way, way back. And looks like this beef started a while ago. Now, you guys will not see this profile. The reason being is because he's deleted it. He has since deleted the profile. And as a result, you're not going to see that he was the owner and autograph expert at a Galactic Productions, autographs and all that jazz. And give me 1 second. I got to find something. There we go. All right. So this guy thought it was a great idea on the anniversary of JDF's passing. And I'm missing something. To post this. Oh, sorry, that ain't it. But that Mike Inslee is a huge Comic-Con promoter. And he said anyone who works with Galactic Productions will never work with them again. And he makes the rules. So guys, if you don't know, Zachery Taylor McGinnis on the anniversary of JDF's passing, thought of this great idea. Bear with me. I'm going to read it out loud. I am going to read it out loud because maybe you didn't catch the video. Maybe you didn't catch the video. That amazing interview with Matthew. Amazing interview. All right. And Mike Inslee is the head of, what is it? Pensacon, I believe. Jesus. Yeah, Pensacon. There we go. And I see the super chats. I will get to them in a second. But he wrote this. He was, great idea, right? A year after you selfishly took your own life, hundreds have followed suit in your name. Now, the issue I have with that, I don't recall anyone writing unalive themselves letter and saying it in JDF's name. So right there, it threw me off guard right there. There has been so much smoke blown up your booty. You should be floating in the Thanksgiving Macy's Day Parade. I mean, that's a very specific reference. Not something I would have done, but this is what he wanted. It must chap your back end that the Red Ranger bad boys, what you gonna do? Floats each year instead of you. I don't think any. Are you guys watching for the Macy's Day Parade? I mean, and he spelled Macy's wrong. And shout out to Matthew for correcting that. Are you guys looking for the Macy's Day Parade? Did you even know the Red Ranger was in there? I didn't. And frankly, which I don't know if that's a play on words because of Jason David Frank, I'm glad you're dead. And it should be you apostrophe R-E. But, you know, I don't want to be grammar police, but I'm glad you're dead. I wish your castmates would speak the truth, as I've dropped most of them. I don't care anymore. You were a booty hole. Y'all see this? And I know a lot of people I reached out to The Rock and he was like, "Shut up, bitch." And a lot of people had the same sentiment. A lot of people were frustrated, misguided anger everywhere. People want to tombstone him, Zach, right now. They want to tombstone him. And because he deleted the post, I was fortunate enough to get some screenshots of the people who want to stand up. But before we get to that, let me get to the earlier contributors. I saw Dust in the chat.
Get your money up, not your funny up.
I got money.
Dropping memberships, dropping, what does he say? Everybody like this important stream. I do think it's important. And guess what, guys? No one is you're not getting this content anywhere else on YouTube. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Francis is back there. She looking pretty. I know y'all like,
Yeah, that brother's starving.
I know some brothers back there starving. Hold on, I got to make sure all my chat boxes is good. Everything is working as intended this time. As intended. So, anywho, let's get into some of the stuff that people were saying. Maybe you've seen it, maybe you didn't. You know, this is, I guess, public outcry, if you will, of people talking about everything that happened. You know, this is people reacting to his post. So we're gonna see Nakia Burris, or Nakia, as Matthew would like to say. And you know what? Before we go for it, right? Let me do something. Let me do something that I have not done. I need to put some respect on Matthew's name. All right? Because if you guys don't know, Matthew did not have to do that interview yesterday. All right, give me 1 second. I gotta go through some. I gotta jump through some hoops. All right, he did not have to do that interview yesterday. And guys, if you have not seen it, it is probably one of the best interviews. All right, and let me share it right here. This is Matthew C. Egan. All right, phenomenal interview. How did this interview come about? A lot of people don't know. There's a story to it. There's a legitimate story. I've seen the post, and you know me as a former investigator.
Dig, bro. You like to dig.
I start digging. I start going through everyone who's responding. I'm screenshotting. I'm taking screenshots or whatever, and I'm just looking for something. I'm seeing outrage. But then I see Matthew's post. Outraged, but personal. He starts sharing stories. He starts saying, hey, this is how Zach really is. And now you guys are finally starting to see it. Hey, here's my experience. I saw Patrick Sky had said something about the post. I saw Jenna in the chat. I even saw
HenryResilient.
My best friend Sky Frank in the chat. But Matthew's posts were so personal. So what I did, I reached out to him instantly. Hey, I got on my Facebook, and I never get on my Facebook. I'm like, hey, do you think you can have a moment to talk about this? Can we, can we go in? He's like, yeah, sure. I'm like, hey, I'm free now. I could be ready in 10 minutes. Now, mind you, it's like 11 o'clock and I'm editing something else. But he said, sure. He hopped on. We start talking. Now, I'm thinking it's going to be just like a 10-minute. This guy's a POS. He gave me the history of Zach. He gave me examples. He gave me his shady business practices. He's given me clients who he have had and fired. He gave us stories. He even went in on everyone's favorite Ranger. Bad boys. Respectfully, okay? We talked about the PPP stuff. FBI, we pretty much talked about a whole gamut. He was getting nose candy for people. Now, we didn't really go into too much with the nose candy with the Buffy the Vampire, the Coke Slayers or whatever. The Vampire Slayers. We didn't get too much into that. But he gave me everything else. So if you didn't see that interview, please, please go see it. And, you know, he said I'm making him blush, which I don't believe because he was red. He had rosacea. So he was red in the face and he was like, turn down the saturation. I was like, nope. No, sorry, man. It was 1 o'clock. Daughter was up and my daughter made an appearance. So we had to cut. But I sincerely appreciate Matthew taking the time out of his day to give us that interview and provide us with greater insight. Okay, now with that out the way, let's get to what people were saying, and then we're not going to even waste time. After this, we just going to bring up, we just going to bring up Francis. We going to bring her up. And guys, please share this. We need to make sure Zachery Taylor McGinnis is famous. We need to do it. And despite the red, looking red in the face, no one focused on it. Everyone focused on your words, as I told you. So we're going to go through the text messages real quick. Real quick. We're going to do this one right here. Look, guys, has the stream come a long way? I know we come a long way. All right. So what are people saying? I hate that I looked up to him as a kid. Now, I don't know who they talking about. I'm guessing it's JDF. I see people liking, I see people angry, mixed emotions. Do not worry. My edits are going to come in swiftly. All right. This is, most of these people are angry right here and you can't find these because they're deleted. All right. Some people say, hey, yeah, but he apologized years later, except for the Red Ranger, who is a criminal. I mean, like shit. FBI, open up! And I guess JDF may have made some disparaging comments regarding, gay people. You know me, I don't care. Either way, I don't care. Shout out to all my gay people who watch and you know me. We don't care about that. We all come together here for Power Rangers. It transcends race, it transcends sexual identity, it transcends everything. Shout out to, speaking of gay stuff, shout out to Petty ASF. That's our resident security guard up in this joint. Or whatever. She will steal your girl if given an opportunity. But you know how we don't really care about that. We don't care Republican, Democrat. We really don't care. We're just here to talk about Power Rangers. And that's the beauty of it. All right. So let's keep going. Hey, I guess he said something. I see Dust out here dropping more memberships. Salute to my man Dust. What did he say? Not to mention JDF was good friends with David Yost, which he knows is gay, and I guess, that's the whole thing. And I think it actually stems from this, right? What did you say? And JDF would give crap to the Red Ranger. And JDF would give a crap that the Red Ranger has a float in the parade. I don't think he would, because I don't think anyone cares. In fact, I don't even think anyone knows, right? I don't think anyone knows about some silly ass, silly ass float. All right, but we get a little deeper, right? We getting a little deeper. We're like, hopefully you guys seen these. Maybe you didn't. Wow, dude, way to be a piece of shit human being. You want to spit in his grave too while you're at it? How do you stay in business? Well, I don't think he's going to be in business too long. People have starting to distance themselves from him. You're going to see Nakia come up and say some stuff. It's not looking too good for him. Not looking too good. I mean, you just could have said, I'm bitter. I can't make money off this man. And more people know who he is than will ever even know I exist. That? That's a truthful statement. And I believe Francis is going to explain how this came to be, because I think it was all about the money. I do. I think it was about the money. And she's back there waiting patiently. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zip through these. We didn't jump the shark a little bit. That one was towards the end. Sorry guys, you know me. You like Henry. I thought you prepped this time. I did. Some of the highlights though, right? You didn't drop most of them. They dropped you, like David Yost. David Yost dropped him. I wish this wasn't a thing. But let's get to Nakia's, and then I'm gonna bring up Francis because I don't want to wait. I don't want to keep her waiting too long. I don't want to keep her waiting too long. So here's Nakia Burris, right? And, you know, Power Rangers playback. You've seen it. I've seen it. We are not in business together. I do not want to be associated with this and told Galactic to remove me from their website. This is disgusting, insensitive, unprofessional, and not okay. And you see, Trainer Toll is actually Matthew Egan, Matthew Singh right there. He said, hey, so glad to hear it. Hopefully more will follow suit. And I believe more Rangers have followed suit. More talent has jumped off. We'll get into the talent section, but I know Francis is on limited time. So we'll get to the talent section after Francis. All right. Because this is kind of her stream. I'm just the opening act. I'm here warming you guys up with some of the stuff that I obtained. Okay. And, you know, people are appreciative saying, hey, thank you again for publicly stating this. And this is what I highlight. People who publicly state, hey, we are not doing business with this guy. They stand on something. They stand on something different because not everyone is willing to publicly distance themselves from him. I'm wondering what type of pressure is this going to put on ASJ because that is his strongest client at the base, which, you know, it really ain't saying much in my opinion. But hey, what do I know? And where is it at? Nakia, hey, absolutely disgusting. Trainer, he's like, hey, we sat down at dinner in Laredo. I told you what Zach had done to me and so many others. I hope you see now that we are telling the truth and that Zach is as bad as you heard him out to be. Now, we actually got some more stuff, right? I believe Alliance agencies, hey, everyone at Alliance agents are utterly appalled by the recent post on social media made by Galactic Productions, which is really Zach. We don't know what has happened to the individual who runs that appearance agency, but their behavioral changes over the years have made it impossible to have anything to do with them. We are not associated with Galactic Productions in any capacity, and they are not involved in any of our bookings. And this is a, you know, shout out to Matthew. Jason was on to him way back in the day, right? Look at this message. This is from 2020. What does he say? I believe this is to Matthew. Hey, buddy, it's JDF. Yes, I'll help what I can. I've experienced shady stuff with that guy. That guy being Zach McGinnis. All right. Who else is this, right? Mike McFarland. Hey, thank you for bringing this. This is a voice actor, I believe. Bringing this to my attention. I do not support or condone what was posted and find it to be inappropriate. I've already contacted Galactic to sever my association with them. Shit, like, oh my goodness. It's really GG for him. It's really game over for how do you say it, right? I know I got a sound effect for it. Like, it's really GG. Now, without further ado, I don't want to belabor this any longer than it has. Now, look, I'll give you a story before I bring up Francis. This, let me make sure she's still back there. Yep, she's back there. She's ready. Ooh, she's ready. This post has brought together Power Ranger people of all shapes and sizes, even people who didn't get along. Even Jenna and Sky are, you know, hey, they're the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Even me and look, guys, you know how far it was? I was talking to flat earthers. All right, so without further ado, let's bring up all shapes and sizes, even people who didn't. Hold up. All right, that's right. She had that was Francis, y'all. That was Francis. She had this up. Now, look, I could do this, right? Can you hear me, Francis?
I can.
All right. So this is how we gonna do it, y'all. This ain't my show. This ain't my thing. I'm just a co-host today. I'm gonna let Francis is gonna kick this thing off. You like, Henry? Wait, what?
I know you're springing it on me.
There is Francis. Everybody, make sure you like the stream for Francis. I need a round of applause. I my soundboard is just lacking right now. Just lacking. But what is going on, Francis? How are you?
Um, it's been a tough few days. I've kind of been away from social media, and unfortunately, I my son's birthday was on the anniversary of Jason's passing. So I was basically threatened by my family not to like cry or ruin the baby's birthday. So on the 19th, I was kind of just on mom mode.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that Saturday was hard. I just broke down. Monday, I broke down, and no one wanted to tell me about the post. Um, so someone finally did, and uh,
Go
it.
ahead.
I I cried at first a lot because it's cruel, cruel words from a scumbag. And I know people say, don't give him the power. Don't, repost, don't talk about it. But we have to talk about it because this person has gotten away with a lot of messed up things because he feels he's untouchable, because he's had Rangers in his, I guess, roster.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he has ASJ, Austin St. John. So he feels he's unstoppable. And never, and I've said it, I don't care if people like me or not. I'm Team JDF for life. I will defend him till my last breath. And it hurt to see that. So I did cry for like an hour. And then I was like, I'm going to set things right. I saw that Jenna saw it. And that was my first, like, ugh, I really didn't want her to see it. Then I saw Sky saw it. And, no matter what goes on there, they're his kids. You know what I mean? Um, and It's disgusting on the day of his anniversary to hear something like, I'm glad you're dead. And to mention something so stupid like the Macy's parade. I'll tell you guys about the Macy's parade. Balloon, right? Um, did Jason would have Jason wanted the Green Ranger? Of course. It's his character. Just like David Yost would want his character, just like Walter would want his character. That's just normal. But
Yeah.
Jason is such an amazing businessman and an amazing person that he was proud and happy that there was at least a Power Ranger balloon in the Macy's parade. Um, because at the end of the day, he was a Power Ranger. He was the legendary Ranger. He wanted things to be good for the brand, despite him wanting personally. Of course, each of them would say they want their own character, but at least they had some representation. And trust me, the last thing Jason was thinking about would be the Macy's Day Parade. That's ridiculous. I'm from New York, and we don't even see that. I've never seen it. I've never seen the Macy's Day Parade ever.
I think it's more for tourists, right? Like that's a tourist thing. Like, oh, we're in New York. Let's go see
Yeah,
the parade.
I don't even watch it on TV. It's like stupid. It's just boring. I mean, maybe I'll watch it with my son. Maybe.
Okay. So you have a history with them. You've seen them before. Is that fair to say?
Yes, definitely. Definitely
Okay.
fair to say. Uh,
And
sorry.
go ahead. I was gonna say, has it ever been pleasant? I know, like, we got some emails to go through,
Yeah.
and he's been hating on Jason for quite some time.
Since as long as I've known Jason.
Now,
So
how long was Zach representing Jason?
I want to say like 6 months, a year, definitely less than a year. But
Okay.
let me, le- when I came into the picture, Jason got rid of him really shortly after me joining Jason's team, right? And he got rid of other people that were running his social media who are now who now work with ASJ, right?
Yeah.
So I was never liked by Zach or these people, obviously, because I came in and kind of shook things up. Um, when Jason first started, both Zach and a lot of people were like, they didn't see his potential, right? So they were telling him like, "Oh, your autographs won't sell. Your things won't sell. Like, you can't do this. You can't do that." And kind of like shot his self-esteem up. Like, no one's gonna buy your autographs, or things like that. When Jason started seeing the shady business act, like the tactics that they did, he was kind of like, I'm out of here. Like, I'm not gonna work with these people, right? And he grew and grew and grew and grew, and people love him and love him still, no matter what. So it's kind of like they didn't see his potential. Jason did. Jason's obviously way smarter in business than any of these people, and he blew up. And that's why people hate him, because he made nothing. He made something, and then people, unfortunately, of course, they weren't able to have him as a cash cow. So since didn't have him as a cash cow, they hated him and started doing all
Ah,
these things.
that makes sense, because if I'm Zach, right? If I'm Zach Taylor, McGinnis, um, and I had Jason signed, and then he drops me, and then goes on to be the biggest draw in Comic Con, then I'm feeling like I'm missing out on so much money. That's supposed to be money in my pocket, because talking to Matthew, I guess he was getting like 10% of whatever Rangers book for, and some of them got, I know most of them now have guarantees, as Matthew was pointing out. In JDF, I believe, and ASJ, they were making $20,000-$30,000 a weekend, and that's what $2,000 to $3,000 a weekend per act. So
Yep.
wow. But now thank you for sharing this. Let's get into what you sent me, if you don't mind, the emails.
Of course.
Um,
Of course.
Now, guys, she can't hear the sound effects, so she didn't hear the Tony. Of course. All right, let's pull up her emails, guys. You like Henry? You about to dox her emails? Like, damn straight. You know how I get down. You know how I get down. Let me make sure everything is cool right here. Let's bring it up, guys. So here is. Boop. It's been a while. I used StreamYard since y'all was gracious enough to help me better myself. Let me turn chat back on. I think we can have chat for this, right? We can have chat. Let's get the chat back up here. All right, so Francis, let's start with this one. This is the Steve Cardenas email, right? And this is from, I believe, 2016. Sorry, I was a little sloppy with it. And it says, "Hey, Steve Cardenas." He messaged George, which is not Zach, but I guess they were affiliated. And he said, "Hey, George, what's up? I hope you remember me. My name is Steve Cardenas, and I played Rocky in The Red Ranger on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie and the TV show in the 90s. I did Space CityCon back in 2013. I was hoping to come back." So he's looking to get some work. "The weekend of the show is also my birthday weekend, so I think it would be great to spend it with you guys. So can you call me?" Of course, I blacked out his number. And then the next post was this right here. Okay. And this is from George to JDF. Okay. Now look what happens right here. Let me see if I can. Let me make it bigger for y'all. So y'all can see, right? It says, "Hey, Jason, Steve Cardenas has always talked to me personally and never uses an agent. I'm writing you because our contract is with you this year. Exclusive. Just you. No other Power Rangers. It's Steve's birthday. I don't think he would take away anything from you, as in like revenue. And he would enhance our Latino outreach with a few other sectors we have. However, this is between you and Gary. And I will not reach out to Steve, positive or negative, until after I hear from you and Gary. At your convenience, my friends. As an aside, Chris Lewis and Aries Entertainment has apparently broken the exclusivity that Galactic Productions had with some of the Power Rangers original cast. And there are some later series actors who no longer book with Galactic Productions. So that's just showing you right off the bat, guys. People were hip to him way back in the day. We could never do it in the past, but I believe we can now do reunions that were never before possible. Just passing it on. I don't have any in mind for you this year. Francis, can you elaborate on this email? Like, what does it mean? You know, what was the outcome of it? Because it seems like
So,
Steve is about to get blocked.
okay, so obviously there are a lot of contracts that you could um agents kind of make an agreement, you know what I mean? Like, oh, well, my client could only be the Power Ranger for that event, or my client could be, let's say, any show is the only one that can go with that show, and they could bring XYZ, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what started happening um, when Austin came back in the picture, and you know everyone kind of, Zach had a was able to get almost all the Rangers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I, let's be honest, he was a fanboy, and he would fanboy, and he would promise all these things, and of course, unfortunately,
Of
I
course.
love them, but they didn't know any better, and they went with him, right? So then, uh, he would start to block Jason, or would only book certain Rangers on his roster, right? So once he had all these Rangers, he would use the convention owners and be like, "Well, you need to book my Rangers, or I'm not booking any of my other clients with you."
You
So,
That's
mhm,
crazy because Matthew Egan said the same thing. That's how it will work.
exactly. So, like, in order to avoid that, Jason had a great agent, and he had a lot of talent. So when it came down, sometimes it would be a lot of people were like, "Oh, Jason blocked." No, it was his agent, which would do it as a business. You know what I mean? Business is business. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And um, here you can see that George is kind of like, well, this guy Chris Lewis was able to take some exclusivity, which means some Rangers were exclusive to Zach, right? Once that agent broke that, they were able to bring in more Power Rangers from different seasons that were, you know, Zach wasn't able to block. So a
Ah.
lot of these things that are like, well, Jason blocked, or Jason didn't want to work. That wasn't the case. A lot of it came from the agents and Zach specifically, because he didn't like Jason. So,
Ah.
when Austin came in the picture, you know, he had already lost Jason, right? And everyone believed that Austin was going to dethrone or take the light out of Jason. And you know, I'm gonna say this, and I hope people need to understand. I'm gonna talk about business, right? Business wise, if Austin would have listened to Jason, Austin would have been a mega mega celebrity when it came
Damn.
to shows, right? And Jason, I already spoken about it. People, this is where I get the Brent hate. Jason wanted all of them to come together, do a free show, give the fans a free show with all the originals, except for Tui, who unfortunately passed away. But let's do this, and in the long run, it will be better, right?
Yeah.
People will. Yeah. There are going to be more opportunities, better things. But Zach, the creep that he is, only thinks about money. All the fans are money signs. That's all it was. And you would go to their table, and it would all be about money. They didn't care. It's like, what else can I nickel and dime you? What else can I take out of you? You're not, they weren't. I'm not saying that was Austin's perspective, right? I'm telling you what, as an agent, it was. They would demand these high guarantees, especially when Austin came. They demanded very high guarantees, and unfortunately, they weren't smart enough. And I will say it. And his team, whether it be his social media team or whether it be his agent, are not smart enough to make good decisions for Austin. And that's why Austin went from demanding 25, 50,000, whatever he demanded, I think 30,000, to now demanding 5,000, which
What?
is ridiculous in my opinion. But I can talk all night about guarantees and how bad of agents people are, but we have a lot to go through, I guess.
Yeah, the crazy thing is when I got my selfie with ASJ, I knew he had a guarantee later from talking to you and talking to Matthew because he was tracking selfies, he was tracking signatures, and I guess that's the telltale sign of hey, he has a guarantee. So if he doesn't hit his 5,000 in sales, then it's on the promoter to make him whole, right?
Of course. So like this is goes back to what I've been saying, right? Jason hated guarantees because if you had a guarantee, you the promoter would basically be on your butt all day and drive like money, 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 money until you made that guarantee. Because if you don't make your guarantee, they would have to pay it, right? So if you have a $25,000 guarantee and you make 10,000, that promoter is gonna have to give you the 15,000.
Mm-hmm.
Once that promoter has to give you the 15,000, he's not asking you to come back to a show because you cannot pull your weight, right?
Ooh.
So Jason wouldn't do it because he knew but he believed in himself. He knew that whatever he would make it and triple it.
Okay. And
Mhm.
also, if I, recall from you telling me, if you have a guarantee, you basically are stuck at that table.
Yes. You're stuck at the table. You have to make that guarantee. Remember, it's a pressure, right? You have to make your guarantee. So even if you have a sick child that comes in, right? And they don't have money, you want to give them something free because I've seen all of them do it, right?
Right.
You can't because you have to stick to that guarantee. And if that promoter puts someone on your table from their show, that person's going to make sure you make that money. And they would take every single dime possible. So Jason was like, I'm not like that. I'm not going to have someone controlling what I can and cannot get. So he wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do guarantees.
Okay. Now let's go to the next email. Now this one is it's going to be heartbreaking if you're a Star Wars fan. Okay. Because I believe what's his name? Who played Chewbacca?
Peter Mayhew.
Yeah, Peter Mayhew, right? Zach was representing Chewbacca. And in fact, that was his ASJ before there was ASJ, if you will, right? And here is an email from Francis or from Jason to Francis, okay? It reads, Zach said, Susan wanted my info. What the F? He said no. LOL. He doesn't like her anyway. Also, he cut ties with Peter from Star Wars. He said, as in Zach said, he hopes he dies a slow death. He's burning bridges everywhere. Wonder why he is in Florida. We will see him. LOL. He don't bug me. He knows I'm the King Ranger. God damn. King Ranger out here. And I believe you responded. You responded with this. What the F does Susan want from you? LOL. Wow, that's horrible. I wonder what happened between him and Peter Mayhew. He has the following people at Miami: Peter Davison, Mark Dodson, and Dave Prowse. But this goes to show you just hit this character right here. You wishing death on the person who probably, put food in your stomach. This is horrible. Horrible. But go ahead, Francis. You
So
have the floor.
let me go back. So this is what 2016, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
2014. So in 2014, the infamous argument, right, that we keep going back and forth about. Um, there was always like a lot of like jabs thrown, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whether it be online, whether it be at the show, whether it be anywhere from Zach and his clients, almost like Zach's client um against Jason, right? And of course, nobody wanted to be in the same show with Jason because Jason gave free autographs out and it was a pressure, right? So then um when Jason let go of Zach, right? So it Jason didn't just get rid of Zach. You know what I mean? I know the story that was told. He didn't just give rid of him, right? He gave him a lot of chances. There was a show in Monterrey, Mexico that Zach booked, and you know, as a promoter, as anyone, even myself, I'm not a promoter, but I probably could run circles around all of them since Jason taught me, right?
Right.
So when you book a show, you have to look up who these promoters are, right? I would do it for Jason all the time. Even though he had an agent, he still made me like, he's like, Francis, look it up because I know you would. I like to dig, like you say, right?
You
And
dig, bro. You like to dig.
in Monterrey, Mexico, the promoter took everybody's money and disappeared, right? Left Jason with the hotel bill, left people, took everyone's money, like the fans. And as an agent, Zach didn't do anything, right? So Jason's like, "What did I do? What did I do?" And he's like, "I'm like, you have to like, you're getting back. People are, you know, really sad, and there's backlash because you're not. The show's gone, right?"
Mm-hmm.
And what did Jason do? Jason went downstairs in front of the hotel and met all the fans.
Damn.
And met all the fans. You know, I don't know if I don't remember to be honest if he charged or not. And if he did, it was like a minimal thing, right? Because the literally the agent, the con left him like with the bill, the hotel bill, everything, right? So I'm not gonna say that it was free 'cause I don't remember. But you know what I mean? Like if you don't as an agent, that's your job, right? You're
Mm-hmm.
supposed to like have that fast thinking and get it, get it going. And there was a lot of, negativity with Zach. Jason was able to perceive a lot of like, things from people. So there was, I guess Zach, when Jason's dropped Zach, there was something about a show, right? So Zach kept telling every promoter, everyone that Jason owed him money. Jason owed him money because Jason, dropped him, but that show was booked by him, or I don't remember exact like all the details because it's 10 years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he basically would at every show talk negative about Jason at every show. There was even a point that we were in front of the actor Michael J. White. I think he played, I don't know,
Spawn.
right? And we were at a table. Like I remember we were like backstage in a circular table, and Michael J. White is a martial artist just like Jason. So they were like talking about martial arts. I'm over here like, oh my god, because I don't really know. Right? But it's like when I don't know how to explain it. Even though I'm not a martial artist or know anything about it, when you see two people just like so passionate about something, like you're like, damn, yeah, right. And
It's like
I
Ultimate Power Rangers.
exactly, right. So then Zach comes and does. I don't really recall right what it was, but I know that it was like the most embarrassing. Like he tried to embarrass Jason right in front of Michael J. White. And let me tell you something. Jason was a disciplined man, but he's a man, right? So like he wanted to beat his butt, right? And we were so embarrassed and Jason apologized to Michael J. White. And I guess that really like affected him, right? So then let's go back now to Cincinnati. There's this argument and Jason does like to play jokes, right? And yes, he would sign for free. He was like, "Oh, go, he did it maybe two times. I don't even remember. Like, oh, go to Walter and see. He'll sign.
Here we go. Here we go.
So, but it was like a funny haha that maybe, of course, well, I understand if Walter didn't take it, but it was also a lot of heat because Jason would get a lot of heat because of this whole Zach situation. So basically, Zach used his talent, which were other Rangers, to extort money from Jason. And that's what was one of the reasons there was an argument, right?
What do you mean extort? Elaborate.
Well, basically, like he would talk so much crap about Jason to everyone and try to block him left and right over the supposed money that Jason owed him of a show, right? A show, mind you, that show he didn't do anything. I was there. It wasn't even him. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Um, he basically like Jason was just fed up, fed up with the every show he goes and talks about me. He badmouths to the other Rangers, he badmouths me to the promoters, he tries to block me left and right. So Jason was like, here, I'm gonna give him what is it? That's what he wants, 1,500. I'll give it to him.
Who was
And
him?
he gave it to Zach. Well, he gave it to one of Zach. Well, we know who he gave it to, but he gave it to a Ranger that was in Cincinnati to give to Zach.
Okay. Okay. So let me just clarify this. I don't want to gloss over this. This is a major thing. Zach would accuse Jason of blocking him or his artist from cons and would talk crap behind his back. So in turn, Jason said, look, here is your punk ass guarantee for your Ranger who quote unquote needs the money and is not wealthy like him. But you got to stop talking shit about me. Like blood money, really.
Yeah. So basically it was like, that's what you want. If that's what's gonna take for him to leave me alone, then here you go. Right?
Okay.
And it still didn't stop. You know what I mean? It still didn't stop. Didn't stop. So when Austin came out, right? Jason wanted everyone to let's do this show. Austin obviously turned it down. We all know that. We're not gonna keep saying the same thing. Everything was turned down. Austin and his team created this slogan, "Red is the new green," right? Because to their understanding,
fuck?
Austin was gonna dethrone Jason as the king of the cons, right? And these people would like sneak this, right? So like
100%.
a lot of sneak dissing, and they would go and they had private groups where they would talk shit about Jason, would talk oh, I'm sorry, curse. Would talk
Who cares?
crap about me, call me a cow, and all this stuff, right? And people will tell me, take
Yeah,
screenshots.
look. Let me stop you right there. People calling you that, them brothers are starving.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
The girls though.
And if given the opportunity, if it's girls, they're jealous of the attention you getting. So, when they calling you that, it's just to try to bring you down and make themselves feel good. But please get back and tell us how red is going to be the new green, everybody. Like, if you believe that shit.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
They literally, like, they would even make stickers. Like, I'm telling you, they were like, red is the new green. Red is the new green, is coming or whatever. Because they really thought, because Austin was gone for so long, that he was going to come and just, like, wipe everyone out. Right?
He don't got the personality for that.
And even if he didn't, if he had a good agent or the mind that Jason that had, he would have done it. You know what I mean? Like he would have. I don't think anyone would have dethroned Jason, but they would have. They would have definitely. He would have been in a better spot than he is now, right?
Yeah.
So these women, well, his team used to be Jason's team, and Jason started reading like didn't like the way they were treating the fans. And I'm gonna admit me being gullible, right? When I I was never like the type to go like, let me go meet this famous person or whatever, right? So when I met Jason, that's how it started. No Pink Spandex had the event. I went, I met him, and we started talking, and then I would help him here and there, and he was like, he would tell me like, my fans are bitching about this and that, and I was like, ugh, like I didn't want to say nothing, right? Because how I met these two women, one of them was on his page basically saying like, oh, I'm an army vet and or Navy vet, whatever she is, I don't know. I'm
And
a
this is
Navy vet. I'm sorry,
this is ASJ's social media people, or okay.
right? And she, the stop story. And let me tell you something. God has blessed me. I am a blessed woman, right? I can tell you there are times that I've gone deep, deep in the hole, but God has got me out of it, right? So she's talking this really sad story, and I'm like, hey, I got extra money. I've always been a professional. I sent her $200 that she said she was going to pay me back, right? And my gullible, I'm like, she works for Jason. They're frank. It's going to be fine, whatever. Never pay me back till this day,
I'm in
right?
a
But
bind,
then this
mate.
people have the nerve to insult me and Jason, yet you owe me money. But okay. Um, you know what I mean? Like all this stuff and like I would, Jason and I were a team, right? So he would come up with ideas, I would come up with ideas. We were back and forth. I would design his graphics, right?
Uh-huh.
So they like I would post we would post like a graphic one way, and like 3 days later they would post basically the same thing, but as for our
They were
worse quality, right? Worse quality. So like Jason would be like, "Yo, don't worry about it." It would piss me off, right? Like let me say something. I am very professional, nice and thing, but when I get mad, I don't care, right? I will low blow you to death, right? So I'm a low blower, and I low blowed her, and I was like, "I know you're not talking about me. You owe me money. Get out of here." Like, and
Shut up, bitch!
Jason.
That's what Francis was like.
Yes, I'm bad. I'm sorry. I will low blow my mother if I have to. But you know what I mean? Like it was just bad. Like it became such a division in the fandom, and everyone blamed Jason. And if you guys like, let me say something. I could do a stream for like hours and hours of screenshots and stuff that they would do on the low, and people wouldn't catch it, but we would. And then it's kind of like, if one day we were in a bad mood and we would respond, we would be the bad ones, right? So
Mm-hmm.
then, and that was our mistake and my mistake. You know what I mean? I was young. I was never used to like being in the limelight or people actually caring about what I said. But you know what I mean? I didn't care. I would still go at it with them. But it all started with that, and then you know what I mean? Like, you're his agent, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why, if you're his agent, wouldn't you shut them up, right? They made this toxic environment that they would be Jason against Austin. And this is why I say a lot of the things that happen, the beef would be the fans because they caused that, right? They had
Yeah.
secret groups, Austin ASJ street team. These people would go constantly talking about Jason, you have to post Austin, 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 Austin. So yeah, the Austin grew when he first came a lot, of course. But
Of course.
you grew in a with negativity
Yeah.
causing.
Okay. Yeah, and negativity is not looking too good for, ASJ.
Right, right.
Sometimes, things catch up to you. But we're getting a little off track. I appreciate the
Well,
info.
I'm sorry, but the problem is like, um he continued. The point was that Zach continued to, you know, talk crap about Jason and do all these negative things, and Jason was just tired of it. Even to the point that Jason kind of spoke to him, and like apparently we thought the things were hashed out. That's why you see that email where Jason says, he spoke to me. Uh, Zach told me about this and that.
Okay. Do me a favor. I'm about to give you the floor. I have an emergency I must attend to. Please talk about this right here for a little bit. I'll be right back. Okay?
Okay. So, guys, this is like, so when Jason spoke to me, we thought things were done, right? So we're like, okay, he spoke to him, and we thought things were hashed out, but then things got we got to the uh premiere, right? The premiere of the Power Ranger movie. And during the Power Ranger movie, Austin spoke to Jason. So this is, Austin came out in 2014. This is now 2017. And, you know, uh it they hugged, everything was fine, and we're like, okay, things are fine, but no, like it just kept going. And remember, so Austin brought Zach to the movie premiere. So not only is this person who is a scumbag, you know what I mean? He was brought to the premiere. Jason was nice, took pictures with him, you know, and everything. Um, and secretly behind everyone's back, he was, saying, still talking negative about Jason, right? Um, And these people were just disgusting, to be honest. Even to say, like, I wish someone dies a slow death. That's like ridiculous. It doesn't matter, how much a person, you don't like a person, or um, you
All
know,
right.
does something bad. You don't wish death upon anyone.
Okay. So
Eh,
sorry about that. My daughter's up. I got her watching Barbies. We should be good. Yeah, this part where he's wishing death on an old client is no bueno. No bueno. But let's go to the next emails. Okay. This is where he was talking ish about Jason. They were going to be at, I believe, Lexington Comic Con or some Comic Con that got canceled, and they sent out a mass email, right? Sent out a mass email. And Zach thought it was great to say, Jason was like, hey, why am I on this? And Zach said, hey, trust me, we don't want you here either. Which is just some hater stuff to say. Because, this is probably ASJ beef still going on. Maybe ASJ did that college interview where he said Jason douchebag, or, something like that. He was going at him. And was this like typical of the whole ordeal?
Yes, it would, that, like, imagine going to show after show after show and always talking crap. Um, like, you know what I mean? Like, always just saying something, picking up something. Even at a show, I don't recall the show, to be honest. There was a show that uh Zach was part of, like, the con show.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say maybe it was I'm not gonna say a name because it's probably wrong, but he was part of the crew of the show. And we hear, like, we're literally next to someone that has a walkie-talkie, right? And
Mm-hmm.
they're saying JDF has left the building. He abandoned his um he's not doing the photo ops. JDF has left the building. And we're literally on the way to the photo ops. They're like, "Oh, he's late." Like, we're hearing all this play out, right?
Yeah.
JDF is late, cancel his photo ops. He's left the building, blah blah, and we're literally hearing that. I'm like, "What?" I look at the guy that's part of the show, and I'm like, "What's going on?" We're on, and later we found out that Zach, it all related to Zach,
Wow.
probably, like, trying to sabotage Jason's livelihood. You know what I mean? Like, because Jason would not abandon his fans. Like, come on, he would, like, we would literally be at the show, and they would turn off the lights on us. So,
Damn.
like, for that to happen, we're like, that really made Jason mad, because, like, it's one thing you talk crap and all this, but to play with his fans, no bueno. He would not. He does not. He was livid. So it was a constant, like, high school um drama, and, like, even to the point, you know let's go back to that argument with that he had, well, discussion he had with Walter. In the discussion, he's telling me like,
Walter
you know,
Jones.
yes,
Okay.
when he had the discussion with Walter, you can hear him tell me like, I told Francis not to listen to Susan and Mel and all this back and forth. Like, I'm tired of this back and forth between Zach and Austin and us and them, like them being Austin's social media. Like, it's ridiculous and it was exhausting. And to the point that at one point I didn't answer anymore, or people would send me stuff like, oh, they said this about you and Jason. I'm like, I don't care. Like, I really don't. Let the numbers, let the fan base, let the popularity speak for its own. I'm not even gonna entertain it, and Jason wouldn't either.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let let's keep moving through these emails because I want to get to that voice note that you got, guys. She has a phenomenal voice note. Now, you guys suspected early on that Jason was getting harassed by Zach. You see this? Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So,
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something. So I'm like,
all right. Where it says, long story, he calls Tammy and stalks me. I'm guessing he's using voice to text.
oh, yes, you know that. Him and Tammy.
They don't text for nothing. And stalks me in the hotels and now seems to have my number now. How can I find out who this is? This guy is stalking me, man. And he I think that it came to head right here. This Zach guy is really carried away. I would like to send him a letter saying shut his mouth or we'll proceed with lawsuit. Francis knows all the details. It's getting bad, man. I'm guessing that's all the back and forth that you were just talking about. She responds, yes, I agree. Something should be done. He's constantly attacking Jason with these promoters. At this event, a person that is his employee was threatening to cancel Jason's photo op, stating that Jason was late, but in reality, he wasn't. Damn, and them photo ops be expensive. Brent be doing them. Huge moneymaker because they like 70 a pop for a 3-second interaction.
Heck, Jason would have over 100 people on these photo ops.
Damn.
So it's like crazy, right? So imagine hearing, "Oh, we're gonna cancel your photo ops."
Over
That's
100 people. That's like $7,000.
So that would hurt the convention because these photo ops, they don't get the whole money. The celebrity doesn't get the whole money, just
Okay.
usually a percentage, right? So not only was the con that was Jason gonna lose, it was the convention as well. So imagine hearing that over, it made the promoter, the show promoter panic. It made everyone panic, and we're like, we're not even late. Like, we're on the way. Mind you, Jason was late a lot. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'm honest. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna cover the sun with my finger. Like, he was late a lot, but a lot of the times it's because he didn't want to leave people waiting, because people would wait for a long time. There
Yeah.
were times that I would like so. I mean, I don't know. Hopefully, no one in my job is watching. I would buy, like, how we in my job, like, you buy bulk sticky pads, right? Like, I would buy like 18 packs. So that's a lot. And we would literally have to write numbers on sticky pads and give them to people and say, come back.
Yo, did anyone try to like cut the line with their own sticky pad? Like, yo, I'm about to
Well,
go.
no, I mean once, but my handwriting is very specific, right? So I know what my handwriting is. But
Okay.
people would literally like have to, like, if there was like a Q&A and they wanted to go to the Q&A, we would give them stickies. So a lot of times he was late because he didn't want to disappoint the people in line. Sometimes, like, we didn't eat. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't have time
Yeah.
to eat. Like, I would literally buy like Cliff Bars and Snickers, which he loved. Uh, Snickers, which he loved, and um, sorry,
Got her. Fieldsding got her. Fieldsding got her, y'all. She crying.
uh, Snickers,
Snickers.
right?
Why
And
wait?
and like, he wouldn't eat, and like, we trained our body, like, we didn't even go to the bathroom. Like, we we would wait till like the end, right? Like we gotta go, and I was like, Jason, come on, you gotta go because I gotta go. Let's go. You know what I mean? So a lot of times it was that. Sometimes he would mess around and like be talking backstage, but most of it's because he was trying to please the fans.
Yeah. So it sounds like Zach would try to sabotage. They would cut off their nose to spite their face for the promoters at Comic-Con just to kind of like screw JDF over and fans over.
Of course.
Damn.
And like anything, any little thing, Jason wasn't perfect, and no one is. No one is.
You
You know
know
what I
what?
mean? I'm sorry.
I know what it was. I know what it was. They since they couldn't compete with them with ASJ, that he's back, he's green is the red is the new green, shit like that. And sure, maybe initially it had some he started bubbling, but after he go to a couple cons, year 1, year 2, that shit just start dying down.
So Jason always used to say, doing conventions, it's like a marathon, right? And not he would tell me like, you and I, our team, we're gonna run the marathon. We're gonna make it
Yeah.
right.
I mean, y'all made it for so long. Y'all had such a long run.
So
And no one is topping it. Everyone's taking guarantees. Who knows what they're at now? I can't imagine it's anything over 10,000. Probably not anything over 5,000 at this point.
yeah. And you have to have it. You have to like this. This can't be just about a job for you because it's exhausting. You know what I mean? Like, it's exhausting. There were times that I would be like, I'm going to my room. I don't even want to look at you for the next 3 hours. Like, just let me breathe. And the same with him, with me. You know what I mean? Um, but it's exhausting. It's very it's You have vindication because it's so great. Like, I would sometimes people like, Francis, look at you. You're like, because I would be like, oh, people love you. It's so cute. You know what I mean? And he would be like, oh my God, Francis, I'm a girl. But he would be like, and I was like, oh, look at that little girl. She's so cute. She likes it. Like, you know what I mean? But it was hard, not eating. Like, sometimes we'll be gone. I remember there was a time I was gone away from home for like 3 weeks. You know what I mean? And mind you, I want to make it clear, I have a full-time job. So
Yeah.
like, I was still in a full-time job while working with him and being gone for 3 weeks from my job, right?
Right.
So it was exhausting, and imagine doing all that and then having someone always hearing something. Here that comes the promoter that Zach said this, and here comes the promoter that Zach did this. Oh, Jason, they saying that you're not gonna do this. And we're like, well, listen, if it's not, it came to the point that Jason would say, if it's not from um Francis, it's not it's not
Right.
me, right? It has to come from Francis. So um it became very bad, very toxic, to the point that, as you can see, Jason wanted to get legal help.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Now, guys, let's get to a audio recording that Francis was provided. No one else, you're not gonna hear it anywhere else. All right. We got it right here. You're like, damn, you really got it? Like, look, guys. She knows where all the dead bodies are. She knows all the lore. She knows everything, okay? So with her knowing everything, people just leave her alone, right? They leave her alone because they're scared. They scared. Now she got a platform growing. Go subscribe to her channel if you haven't already, where she does not need, me to get the story out. She could just, she'll clip a video. She got over 1,000 followers. If you haven't, go to her channel. Now, this video is not available anywhere, so don't think you're gonna like, oh, I'm just about to go listen. Like,
Nope.
no. All right, so let me make sure the volume's up. Let's hear what JDF had to say. Now, when was this recording taken, Francis?
This was, man, 2017, 20, something like that, 2020.
Okay. All right, here we go, y'all.
Man, I record and it keeps cutting off. So
Zach is hosing everybody because I had to call Jimmy because of Steve. He promised Steve to come to his show in Hawaii, and he's not getting back to him. But he told me he has to because Zach is represented by Zach. I mean, Steve is represented by Zach, and Zach actually sued Jimmy over some bullshit stuff for my client and sued him and cost him about $80,000. And Jimmy won't work with him no more. And then he's blocked from those shows, and his clients will suffer. Zach is blocked from Alamo City. His clients will suffer. Zach is blocked from Jim Barrelson. Zach is also blocked from Hugo. Zach is also blocked from Argentina, and his clients are feeling it. So he's bad news. So I told Steve, let me talk to him. I called Jimmy. Jimmy's like, you're a stand-up dude. Thank you for handling this. You don't need to. I said, let me handle it. So I told Steve next year he can come to Hawaii and Vegas. And I know Amy might complain, but that's just the way it is. So doing damage control for someone else's company is, I should just be an agent.
All right, so that was
man, I recorded
that recording is explosive. It shows you just how limited Zach's reach was, and he was just hurting his agents. Go ahead, Francis. You got the floor. What made JDF record this? What was going on? What was his mindset during this whole ordeal?
So this is not 2020. This is probably 2018, 2017. I would have to go back on my phone, but this is the thing, right? So again, agents would, if you're an agent, you want only your, if there's a lot of rangers, you're only going to want your ranger there, right? Jason didn't have that problem because people knew that it doesn't matter what other ranger would be there, Jason would still have a line. Jason would still, as well with Amy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there was, I believe, 2017, 2018, or 2016, 2017. Amy and Jason were doing a lot of shows, and this was when Amy was coming, and Amy would, I mean, most people could only probably afford Amy and Jason, or Amy, you know what I mean? Because, not, I mean, Jason didn't have a guarantee, but it was just, it made the show better, I guess. So what happened was that Zach had all these rangers, right? And Zach would use the fact that he had all these rangers to block other rangers. So because um Steve was with Zach, and Zach sued one of the promoters, I'm probably gonna get, I'm being honest, guys, I'm probably gonna get um a cease and desist tomorrow in the mail or something, because that's his MO, right? He would take anything, any little thing, and sue or threaten to sue or cease and desist. And he really believed that he was God's gift to the Power Ranger community, the Power Ranger celebrities. I don't know what he's thinking in his head, right? So it was affecting other Rangers. It was affecting Steve, David Yost. I love David, right? And David was probably one of the first ones to leave. And I remember, I'm sorry, David, if this is not something you want to know out there, but he didn't treat David fairly, right? I'm not going to elaborate because I don't want to say things about, um, you know, about David without his permission. But David had to go because there were points. Remember, David and Jason are really good friends. That whole beef between Zach and Jason, well, it's one sided, was annoying. And he would try to block Jason, and David couldn't go to shows with Jason and stuff like that. So it was almost so ridiculous for David. Like, he wasn't giving him shows. He Remember, Austin came on the scene. It was more about Austin, 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 and he kind of forgot about the rest of the cast. So I know David. David is a very straight up dude, right? He tells you like it is. He is he uses like dry humor, but he really is telling you what like it is, right? So he didn't David didn't take any shit from anyone. Like, he would, you know, tell Jason things straight up, like, what
Sorry
Jason
about
was.
that.
So David was the first one to let go of Zach, and it was because of the shady things that he would do, and people started not liking him. And I feel like, mind you, I haven't really gone to shows since Axel was born, but like we would, everyone would know and hear stories like, he's going off the deep end. Like we don't know what's going on. I really don't know what was going on. Really don't know what would possess him to post what he posted, but
That post is crazy.
um, a lot of people, he hurt a lot of people and he affected a lot of people's, livelihood, their shows. And I believe Walter is not even in his camp anymore. Um, he doesn't represent Walter either. And I was even like surprised because, him, Austin were always close. And if Walter's gone, then there must be a reason, right?
Yeah.
Because it's just ridiculous. There's something wrong with you. If you are literally glad someone's dead, if you really think that people, you know, are so crazy to think about a Macy's Day Parade, and he said something. I wish your castmates would speak the truth. I wish they would too. I
Yeah.
wish everyone to speak the truth. And I sent you a last picture. I don't know if you're gonna post it, but I'm gonna say it anyways because I am kind of short on time. It is not only is that post disgusting, right?
Right.
And to hear it and see it and have people like, I got this post probably like 50 times on my DM. I'm already like emotional. We're going through things, his anniversary. It's not, you guys could see me online. You saw it here. Like sometimes I could just be fine and like I'll crack, right? And Henry knows because I'm like, Henry's like, hey, where you been? And I'm like, I'm just down in the post.
Right.
But um it speaks volumes that there are people that don't speak up, right? It speaks volumes. I know that people are like, why are we giving him attention? Because we should. We should.
Oh, 100%.
There's some things that you can stay quiet and take it. But it's been 10 years of this man not only hurting Jason, hurting a lot of other people, wishing long deaths on Peter Mayhew. Come on. He deserves to reap what he sows.
Oh, and he has he shut down his Facebook.
And we should to be honest, people should boycott. And and I'm gonna get a lot of slack for it. But again, like I said, I'm team JDF for life, right? It is disgusting to me that Austin hasn't said anything. It is crazy to me that this man, Zach, I don't know if you have the screenshot, demanded that we give respect and privacy to Austin St. John over his
Oh, yeah, yeah,
criminal
yeah. I
case.
got that. I got that. I got that. I got it. I got it right here. Here we go. I'll show it to you. When basically what she's talking about is when ASJ got caught with the PPP, they kicked in the door, pumped in the 4-4. I showed you the FBI going to his house and doing what they needed to do to wrangle him up. But this is the statement that Zach put out on behalf of ASJ, saying he's a father, husband, role model, and friend to many. The incident indictment detailed today is populated by a multitude of individuals, the majority of which Austin had no knowledge and has never met or interacted with. Court doc says something different. It's our understanding that Austin put his faith and reputation and finances in the hands of third parties whose goals were self-centered and ultimately manipulated and betrayed by his trust.
It is all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault.
No, we expect Austin's legal team to successfully defend against these charges and lead to his ultimate exoneration. We ask that you respect the privacy of Austin's family. In light of these serious situations, thank you for your support. Oh my goodness. And he did all that, and then he posted that bullshit about JDF. Okay, and go ahead.
Sorry. And then his Facebook isn't shut down, by the way. I think he put it private.
Yeah, he didn't took everything off of it because I had people screenshotting and screen recording and all that good stuff. But you know, here is him and his number one client, you know, ASJ, who I doubt ASJ will say anything. ASJ is gonna go down with the ship.
Yeah, but let me say something. Don't post something like, you know, I'm sorry for your loss. I'm sorry for the loss. We lost someone, and I don't know if he put water in his eyes or he was smelling onions. At this point, right? I'm gonna talk my shit, right? So don't post something and say, I'm sorry, the community lost something, but yet you have let people constantly do messed up things that are associated with you, right?
Yeah.
Because I can go back and show you there's been racist comments from his team. There's been uh you know, one of his team person talked about uh women of color being monkeys in wigs. Like, you know what I mean? Like some disgust, like I have receipts, right? But yet he has never said a word. Never said a word. Hasn't fired these people, has kept them on his team. Maybe now they don't post their names, but we all know who they are, right? Now this person comes and posts this, right? Whatever he posted that day, that it's so disgusting, saying that Jason was a coward. Let me tell you something. Jason fought for a long time. Unfortunately, his demons won. Unfortunately, we lost him, right? But
Mm-hmm.
if Jason was a weak coward, we would have lost him a long time ago. A long time ago. Because I can talk about a lot of things. And for him to say after years, what does it say? A year selfishly took your own life. First of all, he's a selfish piece of shit. One. Hundreds have followed suit in your name. I have not seen or heard anyone say, "Oh well, you know, my friend died because self deleted because Jason self deleted." Yet, all right, if we're gonna use that mentality, I don't. So we're gonna blame ASJ for all the criminal things that all the fans do because he's accused of being a criminal.
Yeah.
So I bet you people wouldn't want me to say that, right? I'm playing his game, right? People wouldn't want me to say that. And not once has anyone, myself included, Jason, talked anything about ASJ's court.
Yeah.
And there says a 96% conviction rate. If the feds go after you, it's for a reason, right?
95% conviction rate.
Right. So you're telling me that Jason's self deletion in a moment of, unfortunately, of not being clear minded is worse than having someone commit a crime.
Allegedly.
Alleged, yes, alleged
Allegedly.
crime. So let's be honest here. Like, why? I would be more appalled for the people not sticking up and saying something. You know, if he doesn't want to fire him because that's who gets him money, fine. But at least be like, hey, I sat down with Galactic Productions and this shithead, and I said never to say something like that again. Take it down, which I heard through the grapevine. Austin did ask him to take it down. That's what I heard. I'm not sure 100%. Just bomb drop.
Yeah,
But
because whoa. Because it was up for like 18 hours. Like as with zero care in the world, everyone was bombing it, copying it, pasting it. I think he responded once to one person agreeing with the post or something. And Austin told him to take it down. Will Austin say anything?
no, he won't. If he does, I would probably sit here and apologize, or I don't know. I would eat my shirt. But not the shirt because it's big. But I mean, like, I'm serious. Like, why aren't you talking? I have seen people have sent me promoters that are no longer associating with him. I was just sent, Fayetteville Comic Con is not gonna book him or his clients. So it's not about like speaking up is needed in this situation.
And you know what? I hope more Rangers start speaking up. I only saw Nakia. I think I did see Walter. I'm like, is Amy Jo gonna say something? Is David Yost gonna say something? Is Karen Ashley gonna say something? because I think he was repping. Is Catherine Sutherland going to say something? And I want them to address it head on, because a lot of people say, "Hey, I saw the post this weekend. I don't condone it, and I'm not associated with that guy." That's the politically correct thing to say.
Exactly. And I mean, I when the whole thing happened and I read the comments, I saw that Jenna saw it. I told her, don't engage, right? I I got it, right? Don't engage. Let me, if I have to stoop to the slums, I'll stoop to the slums for Jason, right? It's disgusting that they had to see that. And I'm talking about his daughters on the day of his death anniversary, right?
Yeah, of all
You know,
days.
and it's disgusting, that you know this was said, and that there are some people that have stayed quiet. I've heard that Karen, Walter, Kat, Nakia, and Johnny Young Bosch have all said something about this situation. But
Okay.
Austin St. John, if that is your exclusive to Galactic Productions, you should speak, because there's a lot of things that have happened that he hasn't spoken, and he stays shut and lets things happen and keep posting and posting like shit is sweet.
Oh yeah, I saw the fan word post and blah blah blah. I'm like, yo, you not gonna address this? He is like,
Nope.
He should address it, because it's gonna affect his pocket at some point.
oh, it already has, and and to make matters worse, this Zach guy is hawking JDF signatures for what, 1,000 a piece. He's like, oh, I don't like you, but hey, buy my signature,
And look,
buy JDF signatures.
I hope nobody buys that. Like, let me say something. I'd rather give everything I own signed by Jason to anybody than have someone buy that shit from that guy and make him money after what he said about Jason.
Yeah, I
You know what I mean?
agree. I
And
mean, go ahead.
sorry. And it's, again, I I have nothing against Austin personally, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Professionally, ridiculous, right? And a lot of people have asked me, like, "Hey, Francis, like, why don't you become an agent, or why don't you go back to being a personal assistant?" And this is why I would never do that, because
Yeah.
no one is ever gonna fill the shoes of Jason. And if I were to be met with someone like that, that can't stick up for a fellow co-worker, um, someone that, not only that, you took pictures with his wife and his daughter talking about my little sister or whatever he said, family, then
Yeah.
act like it. If they're your family, act like it and put this guy in his place in public, because he had the balls to publicly write that. I don't know if he was drunk. I don't know if he was high, but I pray to God that he was not in his 100% sense to write something like that. To
Yeah.
write something like that. When Jason was not only an actor or a martial artist, he was a father, he was a husband, he was a son. His dad had to see that. His dad, who is alone, lost both his sons and his wife, had to see that. And then no one's gonna say nothing. People want it to be hush hush. No, no, no way. Not ever. Not me. Not me. I will never stay shut. So, like, say something, Austin, and everyone else, especially people on that list. But I know that Austin is exclusive with Galactic Productions, and we saw that he said, my best friend or my friend. Then I hold my friends accountable. My friends hold me accountable. If I say something messed up, please correct me. I it would never make me feel bad if you're correcting me. But it's ridiculous, like, to not say something. That's all I gotta say about the situation. I hope he gets what he deserves, and I'm talking about Zach. And maybe which I doubt, because he is very arrogant, one day say, "I messed up. I'm sorry."
I
And I just saw that someone said that he said he had a Me Too movement. He wishes he had a moment with Jason like that. Zach, Jason, Zach. I'm getting heated, but like Jason would be when Jason was very like when he's your friend or when he likes you, like he would like you. You know what I mean? Like there were times that he would eat off my plate, right? And I would be like, I mean, I was used to it because we were so close, right? But then I'm like, somebody might think that's weird, and he's like, I don't care, So to some people, that's rude. Like they're like, don't eat off her plate, that's rude, or like don't play around or whatever. But that's who he was. There was no way, you know, that Jason would even entertain Zach because Zach is just a disgusting person from the beginning. And this is coming from someone. I'm surprised he said that because he had a friend who passed away, and I believe that friend passed away from similar circumstances. I'm not 100% sure, but and he was bullied as a child because he was fat.
Oh shit!
So you were bullied as a child because you were fat, but yet you're here being a bully, talking about someone that passed away that you think doesn't have someone to defend him, but I will defend him to my last breath. So I'm disgusted that I had to spend the days after my friend's death anniversary to read something like that. To imagine his kids and
Yeah,
his father and his wife and
yeah.
his fans. Obviously, there's a lot of people that are outraged, and I hope that the fans, and I'm not only talking about Jason's fans, I'm talking about Power Ranger fans, because this is basically the reason why there's so much division in the fandom. He's divided the fandom. He's making a mockery of the fandom, saying, "Oh, I dropped most of them. They dropped you, buddy. They can't stand you." So yes, I hope everyone boycotts him. I hope he feels the pressure. I hope people speak out. The fans are just as important as the actors, but I hope the actors will speak up and not call this oh, let's not give it attention. We should give it attention. We should.
100%.
We should, because he's done it before. Look what he said about Peter Mayhew. He's obviously done it before. So it's not gonna stop unless we show him the power of the Power Ranger community, because this is not about just Jason. It's everything. Everything he said in that post is disgusting.
Well said, Francis. Well
Sorry.
said. Hey, I was letting you cook. I was letting you cook. I see we still got some people in the audience. I don't even know if I can add anything to that. I can. How much time do you have left?
Like a few minutes.
Because I wanted to see if maybe Matthew, who's in the business, maybe he wanted to come up.
We'll do this. I can stay on until someone knocks on my door and my son comes in.
Okay. Let me drop the link and let me see if Matthew want to come up and give us kind of like an update on everything that's going down, and maybe you two could talk and I can tend to somebody who needs my attention. So Matthew, if you can come up, that link is just for Matthew right there. Sorry for everyone else. My daughter, she can't keep her hands off me. She wants my attention so bad. This is how she goes to sleep. And shout out to the answer 06. He said ASJ need to step up as a person and step up as a person as he's so called. Thank you for the super chat. I agree, but here's the thing with ASJ. He got pride. He probably not gonna come up. And shout out to Matthew Egan. We about to have a party up in here. This is the guy who gave us all the information, all the lowdown. I'm about to bring him up. Let's give a warm welcome to Matthew, everybody. How's it going, Matthew?
You're lucky I was wearing pants.
We meet again.
Francis, I'm like 50-50 that we ever met.
I think we have met, actually.
Because I at Lexington or something like that. Because I know like Jason was always so supportive of Jared. And, he went out when Jared opened his store from LexCon.
That's where we saw each other. I was at the
Yeah.
store.
And I'm like, I recognize your face. I just wanted to make sure. But
I was fatter. I was a lot fatter before. I'm just being honest.
I don't know how to respond to that. But
I was fatter. Like you might have not remembered me because I was fatter. I'm just saying the truth.
All right, Matthew, can you give us an update on everyone who's dropped Galactic and all the Comic-Cons who's pulled out? And I'll be right back. You two have at it.
But you're gonna do that red slider, right? Because that rosacea. no, come on, man. Okay, so how was your? I can't even imagine how you feel. Like I met Jason a dozen times or so in like little bursts, and I mean it kicked my ass. I mean I can't imagine how you're feeling.
Are you gonna put you in your bed?
I don't. It's been tough, right?
I'm so sorry.
I don't know if you know my son. Jason passed away on my son's first birthday. Like I was literally singing happy birthday to my son when I found out the news.
Oh my God.
It's been a rough few days, and like that really
Yeah.
that really set me. You know what I mean? Because people think, oh, because they see me online and I do videos, like I've seen it all. Like, oh, you're clout chaser, you're this. But I'm Jason's friend, right? Forever, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter. We didn't have a perfect friendship. We didn't have a perfect relationship, but we loved each other, and that's what matters, right? And if I don't speak for him, if I stay quiet, right? Because I was quiet. I didn't say anything yesterday. And I know when Henry was like, "Have you seen it?" I already seen it, and I was like, I kept telling people, I don't have the strength right now,
Yeah.
mentally, emotionally, to come after this guy, right? But then this morning, I woke up livid, and
I can't. I mean, your email. So I've been the philanthropy director for the Peter Mayhew Foundation for 9 years, and Peter and Angie, like Angie was like a second mother to me, and we lost her this past April. But hearing Jason describe Zach saying that he wished a slow death on Peter, like when I read that, my hands were shaking. I'm not gonna lie. Like, no. I mean, I believe it, and I spoke to a friend, and she said that he said a lot of really horrible things about his client. And I mean, I know he one of his cosplay guests, back when he had cosplay guests, he was talking about how she was getting fat and that no shows were going to want to book her anymore. And it was just like, shut up. Like,
he sounds like he was very insecure with himself. So he would try to make fun of other people to make himself feel better.
And like Francis said, his best friend, Lance, who I met, his best friend Lance died in a motorcycle accident. Just unexpectedly, one day he was gone. And so Zach has been through, unless he's truly a sociopath and he feels nothing, which is possible, but Zach knows exactly what this feels like. And so to be picking at that wound
on the anniversary of all days too.
I would be on Scott Royal Sky's side. I'd be choosing violence. She was ready to go to war.
No, and I don't have a relationship with Sky anymore, but I'm glad that Jenna and her did kind of like bond over the moment. But I told Jenna, and I did try to reach out to Sky, and I told them, don't even threaten him or say stuff like that, because he will send you a cease and desist or whatever. Let other people handle it. Don't waste your time. Don't give him at least the satisfaction that his family is watched it. You know what I mean? Earlier I said, maybe he was high or drunk or whatever, but it just seems very calculated.
That's how he
thinks. You had 365 days. You chose that day.
Yeah.
That day to say something so vile and disgusting. You know what I mean? So I don't feel bad, and I really thought he was gonna come out and be like, my page was hacked. But because we all know him, a lot of people know who he is.
This is how he feels. He was jealous to his core because his big guest, his tentpole guest, was Austin St. John, and he wanted to have he wanted to be the top dog, and the guy that he felt wronged him was the top dog, and it makes him livid.
He was a top dog to the end of his life, like to the end of it. He was still like Jason, and I just want to be clear, like, you know what I mean? It didn't matter about shows. Jason would go into a comic book shop and make it bigger than a convention
for free. He would not, he sometimes, I think y'all flew yourselves out half the time.
Yeah.
Because if he believed in that event or he wanted to help somebody, he would come in and, like, y'all don't understand. That means he was like dropping 30 grand that he could have made if he'd given them a contract or something. But he went in because he had faith in his friend and he wanted to show that, like.
And he went and he would pay his hotel, like he would get Airbnbs, pay his ride. Sometimes they would drive. Remember, it was strategic. Like when he was here in the East Coast, we would literally drive to the next location. So he would pay hotels, he would pay everything. And it wasn't for the money, you know what I mean? And it is just crazy. And a lot of people witnessed how disgusting Zach was, whether that's from, us. A lot of Jason's personal friends can say that were around during that time, the disgusting things that Zach did and how he affected everyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And things weren't never perfect, right? You can't be perfect. Jason wasn't perfect. No one is. But I agree with you. It was he really believed that Jason wronged him by firing him, and that Austin was gonna come and dethrone Jason, and he was just gonna make this shitload of money, and Jason was gonna regret, Jason was gonna regret it, and that's it. And it never happened. He was waiting for Jason to fall, and that's why when you do fucked up things, oh my God, I'm sorry. When you do shady things, God makes you thrive in front of these shady people, evil people. Like I can tell you, in the 10, 11 years I worked with Jason, so many people did try to break us up. When I say break us up, break up our friendship. And something always drew us together, and he was never worried. We would have that bouts that we wouldn't talk to each other, then we would start talking, and vice versa, right? But whenever something happened, he would come to me and he was like, Francis, this happened. Like, what do you think? What do you think I should do? Can you pray about it? And now I guess God karma came. You know what I mean? The universe came. You've said all this stuff to other people, because I'm pretty sure if you put a link up, everybody come in and say your experience with, let's say, Zach or whatever. A lot of people that were behind the scenes would be like, yeah, he did this messed up. But I'm sure, like Matthew, I heard your story, which is disgusting. What he did to you, disgusting, like disgusting.
Well, people are telling me, like, I hadn't thought about it in those terms, but people are telling me, like, dude,
That's
you
harassment.
were sexually assaulted.
Yeah.
Like them, like when I walked into the hotel room, they were both in their tighty whities, and this is my boss, right? Like I'm there helping him, and
you could technically sued him for work. And
then they both wrapped. They both, like, one on each side of my front and back. They, like, wrapped their arms around me, and they were drunk, so they thought it was funny that I wanted to go to bed. And so then when I finally, and I think they were excited because as soon as they knew I got in bed, I was going to find the condom. So I'm sorry, I tried to turn it off. I don't know how to turn it off. I'm in sleep mode on Do Not Disturb, and it's still dinging anyway. But here, I'll try to close the app and see if that helps.
Yeah.
But one of those was a threat, which is great. But I do want to say, and this is kind of a thing, like, for Zach, and then also for us. When Zach made his post, it hurt Jenna and it hurt Sky, and it's very easy to forget, and I know that on the Austin St. John front, like, he does have a wife also, and he does have kids. And so I want to make sure that we all keep it in perspective that the things that happen to somebody that we hear about or that we see as a character, right, is still a real person, and they do have a real family and all that kind of stuff. So, as we go out onto the web, we want to try to remember that so that we are not, unnecessarily unkind.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to go out and attack him or his family or his family.
It's the grace that Zach didn't show.
But that's my thing. Like, you're asking for grace for Austin, but you have no grace for Jason and his family. You know what I mean?
I know.
Let's keep it 100. If you're gonna be a dick all around, right?
He's a dick and a hypocrite.
Yeah, like, you're being a hypocrite. Like, you want us to respect him, but you don't respect Jason's family. Like, let me tell you something. I would never ask for anyone to harass Austin because it's not his fault. He can't control other people's actions. He could control his actions.
Yeah,
100%.
You know what I mean? He can be like, listen, because I know they're friends, right? He can be like, Zach is my friend. He's also, he's my agent. I have sat down with him and I have spoken to him and I told him blah, blah, at least that, you know what I mean? At least something, because it's kind of like, you're looking bad too. You're not saying nothing. You had this man write a letter when you were arrested about seek private peace and whatever. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
And, I really do hope Austin says something.
I mean, if he says something, it's going to be PG-13. It's not going to be what you want it to be. It's not going to be like, oh, I've severed the partnership with Galactic Productions and I'm seeking a new rep. It's not going to be any of that. It's going to be, we all make mistakes and I had him take it down and I'm trying to bring the community together and RIP JDF. He didn't even do like a tribute post on the day that JDF passed, but I'm sure he's gonna shoehorn in some, hey, we lost a hero when we lost JDF in his speech, and I'm hoping everyone could just move forward with love, some bullshit like that. Chat GPT, look for it. Look for it. I'm telling you.
Matt, do you know who has banned him or boycotted?
Yeah, I saw the Fayetteville post. I talked to Michael Havens from ICCC in Nashville, and he said that he had before he started his show in 2018, and he knew, like, he had heard enough bad things that, like, he had always drawn the line, so he's always been banned from that show. And then Mike Ensley from Pensacon out there in Florida, they also said that Galactic Productions. But what Fayetteville said that I found was really interesting is not only is Zach banned from booking guests there, it says that if you're on his roster, they will not book with you.
Wow.
And so that I have never heard that in the history of Comic-Cons, that, to have an agent publicly condemned is huge. That this doesn't happen, right? And like after what he did to me, I never had a piece of paper I could show somebody, right? But after this, now you have cons condemning him, you have his own words, you have all these pieces, and suddenly that's why this is exploding. And like his people, his guests are canceling, firing him, his staff is quitting. Like it's a huge exodus.
Yeah, and it's well deserved at this point, given the history.
I want to see ASJ. I want to see the big names. I'm hearing that other Rangers made comments, but like, where's the finish him already, please?
I don't think they will. I think they'll condemn him, separate themselves, and they'll never do business with him again. I feel bad for maybe the other people who are in the company because they had no control over what he said, who may be negatively impacted.
Right.
Like if you work for him and he's like, sorry, business over. What happened? Oh, I said some shit about JDF and with no remorse, no callous, no apology.
And you have to see a lot of these promoters, Jason had a close relationship with them.
Yep.
He would do personal favors for them. He would go to shows for free. He would get other Rangers to go to their shows. Like, that's, people only hear the negative, right? They only want to hear the negative, like, oh, Jason Block, whatever. But they don't hear how many shows he contributed to and brought people together. I was so blessed to have been in his inner circle, to have learned a lot, right? I was just today looking through like stuff about Zach. I went through emails, and I started seeing, right? I went to the oldest email to now, and I started seeing my progress, right? So I started seeing how I used to do crappy, like, designs, and how I started doing better designs, right? Because he would teach me, like, do this and don't use these words,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Just, just like he taught me, right? He taught me. He took me under his wing. He took a lot of people under his wing. He helped other people, right? A
Yeah.
lot. And people might say like, oh no, Jason, like I think you said that in your interview. Everyone has bad experiences, right? Or
Yeah.
bad day. So it's kind of like people dwell on the negative of that experience. But I know Jason. I knew Jason. He did a lot of good things.
He
So
was
when
he was such a nice guy. Like I just pulled that up. This is baby Matthew.
I was
Back
that
at
was
Lexington.
Lexington. That was a VIP dinner, right?
Did you take? You might have taken this photo actually.
I did.
Wow.
But we were taking him back, and it was he knew we had a minute, and he was just like, "Hey, before we're like too busy, do you guys want anything? Like, is there anything I can get you?"
Lexington.
Because he knew we wouldn't ask, but he knew that if we wanted something, he needed to give us that space, and how considerate that is. Like, just to check the pulse and be like, "Hey, you're probably not, you want to whatever." Like, he was the real deal.
And like, I feel like bringing attention, and we've been bringing attention. Thank you, Henry, for giving me the platform.
Absolutely.
I hope more cons that had Jason and have a relationship with Jason would at least say something, scare this man. If he even gonna have a a company much longer, right? I am disgusted, right? And if if this kind of woke something up in me, and I was like, man, I should reach out to every single one of his talent and be like, I will represent you the way Jason, you know, the way Jason taught me, and I bet you would make it. And Austin, which whatever, like if I'm gonna toot my own horn just because it's the truth.
Talk your ish.
And anyone is better than Zach. I bet you if I would have taken control of Austin or Jason, let's say.
Jason
If
Lawrence
Austin
Geiger.
if Jason would have, my Jason, right, would have managed Austin, he would be 1,000 times better. If Austin would have listened, right, to Jason for a minute, or at least emulated a inch of what Jason did, he would be in a better position. Because the last time I saw him at New York Comic Con, he was in a corner, no line, no people. No, people didn't even think he was a celebrity. They would just walk by. I walked by, I didn't even know him. And let me tell you something. I would take him and turn him 100% around. But why? Because I would use the knowledge that Jason taught me, right? But he doesn't deserve that, so I would never do that. But there's so many things that Jason offered and helped, and no one took him. No one took the help. No one took the help. No one. And then now I have to hear things from this guy who is basically ruining every single person he has. Anyone that he has is successful, it's probably because they're on a current show, or they have some, they're in a popular show, because he doesn't know how to run things. You need to build a communication. You need to build a person, a rapport with your fans, with your community, and they don't do that. Austin doesn't do that. I'm sorry, he doesn't. Fan word is not something that people can relate. You know what people relate? Let's go live. Henry, Let me join your stream, Henry. Let's talk that ish.
Let's talk that ish. Let's go. Let's go.
Right now, everyone's here and they're hearing me talk that ish, and I bet you they're like, damn, I can relate. And that's what people want. People want to relate to their favorite person. And Zach has never, ever taught his clients that. And that's why they're down. And that's why they get shitty shows. I'm sorry that I cursed. Shitty shows. And then they want to come and blame Jason for their misfortune or not being wealthy.
Damn, Francis. God damn,
you
cooking.
And with that, I'm going to stop cooking because they're like about to leave my son outside my door.
All right. Thank you, Francis. Salute to you. I'll stick around and talk to Matt for a little bit, but that was phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Great to see you again.
See you, Matthew.
Hey, make sure you cut this up and upload it.
I sent your friend request.
AM.
Okay.
Hey, this need to be uploaded at 8 a.m. Francis, no excuses. I want to upload it on your channel 8 a.m.
My son just woke up from a nap, so I'm gonna be up all night. So
all right, good to hear. All right, that was Francis. Everybody, god damn, she was cooking. I mean, my daughter was sniping me, so I had to leave. But shout out to
I had you back. Yeah.
Look, because he knew about it yesterday.
Coach, tap me in.
He knew about it yesterday. Let me acknowledge some of the contributors real quick, and then we're gonna talk to Matthew. First off, thank you to famous Dia for the super chat. What's good, my guy? I'm gonna catch the playback now. Dia, she got like 500,000 subs on like TikTok. I want to try to get some people up here like Legacy of Nerd. Can you come up? Patrick Sky, can you come up? These are some heavy hitters in the industry. I saw Melissa, she sent the super chat, but my thing don't go that far back. But what do you think of France's whole presentation that she gave, Matthew? You know, did you expect it? What about the Peter Mayhew email where he wished death upon his biggest star, a slow death?
So Peter was a medical giant, right? And you know, a lot like you know, dwarfism is you know, things are smaller, but everything for Peter was longer, bigger. Like he was 7'4". He was absolutely massive, and our bodies are not meant to be 7'4". And his joints hurt. He weighed over 300 pounds. He didn't look it, but when you take in scale, you know, he was massive. And we had a barbecue during Alamo City Comic Con one year, and they had come out for the barbecue, and I tell everybody, I'm like, hey, the parking spot right in front of the house, that's Peter's spot. Like he's in a wheelchair, or he's, you know, on his cane. Like you're not going to mess up this spot. And he pulls the car up, and he's on the passenger, and I open the door, and he puts his and his fingers came out to like here, right?
God damn.
So like, yeah, no, we have a handprint that we take to conventions, and you feel like a baby next to Peter Mayhew's hand. But he reaches out of this car and he puts his hand on my shoulder and about crushed me into dust. He was so strong. Like he was so, like, it was absolutely when he was a kid, his family was afraid of letting him touch animals because he didn't have his own strength, and like he'd break things, and they were afraid that he would harm. So like we had helped him adopt a dog, and we brought the dog up from San Antonio to Fort Worth. And when he got the dog, he said, "Is it all right if I hold it?" And it was like, "It's your dog," you know, like, but he was just denied those experiences as a kid. Right. So Peter lived a hard life, and he didn't fit in, and he was uncomfortable, and like Chewbacca was his lifeline. It was like he was born to play that role.
Right.
And so like Zach saying that, you know, you have to understand that wishing somebody a long, slow death and that much pain, you know, his hands shook. You can see like the autographs would get a little bit more shaky because everything just hurt. Like he weighed, you know, his hand was so heavy. So like, you know, it was heartbreaking. And hearing that, I mean, like I was sitting here listening to Francis and my hands were shaking.
Yeah, because it's more intense for her. She was with JDF for over a decade.
Yeah.
She in the trenches, you know, traveling, going through the hardships, seeing its impact on them. So for someone that was, I guess, a co-worker in the same sphere to come out and say, "Hey, I'm glad you're dead." Totally out of line. Totally out of line. Totally careless.
And like JDF had really helped Zach get his start. It was Peter Mayhew that grew him into what he is now. And I'm told his store has closed, but he had a Chewbacca bus. I don't know. I think we've talked about this. That was signed by Angie Mayhew. Like Angie Mayhew literally burned his name in effigy at her New Year's party, wanting to cleanse his constant harassment, threats, drama, like just you name it, right? Like,
yeah,
that boy.
Well, it looks like karma is coming for Zach expeditiously. He's been banned from Comic-Cons. Even his clients have been banned if you're associated with him from Comic-Cons, which is going to force them to leave expeditiously because they can't.
Have legal action. What if you fire me and I hate you now, so I leave you on my website? Like, could you imagine him trolling them like that? And they're like, well, or he leaves it up and he closes the business and the website stays exactly the way it is so that their names are up there forever. Like, there's so many things. How do you enforce that? How do you know that? Like, here's my email where I publicly fire, or like you'd have to make a public announcement that you fired him and that he won't take you off the site. Like,
I think the key is off the site already. I could be wrong.
I guess I saw your screen, which was like an old version. Let's see.
This could be the same one from last night. I could refresh it. But I got Legacy of Nerd back there. Anything else you want to add, Matthew, before I bring Legacy of Nerd up?
Thank God, because my gummy's kicking in.
Yeah, he on the he like, I'm not smoking it, I'm eating it. All right, thank you, Matthew, for everything. We definitely want to hear about you buying Buffy the Vampire Slayer's the nose candy. And all the other stories, probably at another. It
wasn't Sarah Michelle Gellar. It was not.
Okay, all right. Probably at another time under much better circumstances.
Dude, have an amazing night. Thank you for amplifying this. Like, you're doing a lot of this stuff. Whether he's getting canceled is happening because of you.
Oh, hey, I'm just doing my part, man. All right, I'm about to bring up Legacy of Nerd. Salute to Matthew. Legacy of Nerd. I know this guy. Remember we did business together and he snaked the business out of me. He snaked my channel. I was the person who started Legacy of Nerd, and I just don't get any credit. What's up, my brother, Legacy of Nerd? How are you? I don't got my buttons ain't working because I don't use StreamYard anymore. But what did you think of all this? This negativity. Now, I know this is not your lane. This is not Legacy of Nerd's lane. This is not something he would normally report on. He leaves the dirty work for me.
Yeah, I've been debating whether I should do something on it or not.
Because you have a bigger community than I do. Don't let the subs fool you. I see the numbers.
I don't know if it's bigger. I think it's just sort of the community I have is very engaging, just like yours. So I don't know. This is shitty, honestly. It's just like it's a weird time right now because not only like this is going on, but like there's other stuff with like Bat in the Sun. There's negativity going on.
I don't want to talk about Bat in the Sun right now. Let's just keep it on.
I know. I'm just saying, but it's all like conglomerated to like this one moment right here. Like, and it's just stupid. Like this whole thing is, I just can't believe someone would say something this dumb. I don't talk about my personal life a lot, but I brought this up to my wife, and my wife is like, she does not give a crap about any of my YouTube stuff or any of like
they never do.
What's the Power Rangers things going on? But I told her about this story, and she was like, "Is he on drugs?" Like,
as a human being, you don't even have to be a Power Ranger fan. You could just be a general human being.
Like, why would someone self-sabotage themselves so much? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, I saw your video with Matthew this morning, and just I don't know much about this guy before obviously this happened. Like I knew the name and I knew Galactic Productions because not only like I work with the Countdown City Geeks a lot, so we interview plenty of different celebrities from different genres and stuff like that, right? So we get it like who's representing you, sort of that thing, and we would hear Galactic Productions, and I heard the name Zach before. But I never knew any like personal stories about him. I really didn't know anything about him. And honestly, I'm pretty new to the con world as it is. So at least not new, but new to like kind of like backstage a little bit.
Yeah, I see you.
But it's just so stupid. Like I don't get it. Like, and I think for me, it's because I try and my community knows, like, I really try to stay positive about stuff. You know what I mean? And
you do a great job.
And I'll opinionate. You know, I'll be like, I don't like that. You know, but it's usually like about a toy or you know what I mean, or like a decision. You know, like a show decision, or like why did they do that? Like that's fine, but for the overall theme is I try to stay. You know, we're a community, we're strong, we should support one another, and we should put out good vibes, right? Like that's been the goal of mine, because I don't want to be taking sides. I don't want to be speaking for other people or stuff like that. I speak for myself, and I just want to make sure if I can bring more people together, that's a good thing. You know what I mean? And this is just like this dude like single-handedly like put a pipe bomb inside the community. Like it
and
was,
you know what? I hate to interrupt you, but it's brought so many people together because everyone collectively hates this guy and what he did. Maybe
I agree.
A handful of even the people who hate me is like, yeah, I'm with Henry on this one. The guy's a piece of shit. So I think collectively, it was the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Some saying like that. Since we can all hate this guy, it brings us together. You see Sky and Jenna even talking. So
yeah, I saw that, and I saw the Facebook post or the comment from Jenna. I'm trying to get verification on some stuff about who has said what, even if it's been said privately right now. I'm working on some of that stuff, whether I report it or not, or
you should, man. I mean, if you don't, I probably will if I get some time. I mean, it's the holidays, but
it's I mean, that's a little bit of the issue right now too. I did get information from a source today that several Comic-Con promoters are no longer working with Galactic Productions at all, or anybody on their client list, unless those clients find new representation. So it's not just one or two; it is a lot of them. And I've gotten confirmation on that. I have gotten confirmation that several of the clients for Galactic Productions are no longer represented by Galactic Productions as of yesterday. I just don't have a full list of those clients yet, and I'm
that
working
list
on.
Gonna keep growing. I wouldn't even waste my time doing a video on the people who leave. Give it probably after the holiday.
It's not even that. It's because we're kind of. I think a lot of people are saying like we want to hear statements from people, right? Like and especially from the PR actors as well. And I'm hearing a lot like I want a statement from Austin. Well, like I want a statement from Austin too. I want a statement from Jason Narby, who played Skull, Paul Schreier that played Bulk, Nakia Baris. That I think Nakia already fired him, is what I've heard.
Yeah, but okay, here's the thing. It's one thing to make a statement on the post, and I clip it and I say it. It's another thing when you use your platform and you make a statement that's sticking, that's not going to get deleted, that's not going to get misinterpreted. It's just going to be, hey, yep, I saw the post. I know this guy. I no longer do business with him. I don't recommend anyone do business with him.
Then I don't think if that's the standard, I don't think I've seen any one of them, any PR actor make a statement then.
And you know what? I think they won't make a statement because they're scared of the people who are going to sink with the ship.
The problem is, and I was wondering about this, and I don't know all the business ending, and like I know about like guarantees and appearance fees and stuff like that, and that's JDF was very different when it came to those, but pretty much everybody else follows those sort of rules. But I don't know if there's contracts in place that people are stuck, which is a possibility.
Yeah.
I don't know of these if there's still a couple appearances left for this year, if those are Galactic Productions has to be represented if they go to that appearance. You know what I mean? So like they can't fire Galactic and then go to the appearance, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I think because every con, almost every con has. Well, I want to say, okay, every con will sign a contract with a guest, right? And that contract can have different kinds of stipulations. Just like Matthew said in your video this morning, like there's they have to hit a number, they have to have this certain type of hotel room, this certain type of transportation, they have to have a certain I was gonna say something else, but I forgot. But or like they have to do 1 panel, 2 panels, no panels. They have to be at this photo op at one time. Or one that he brought up was a good one. Like they cannot do another con within
50 miles or something.
50 miles, like usually
50 miles in 3 months or something.
Well, a lot of them I'm hearing are like 150 miles within 6 months or something like that. Like
holy shit!
Because there's so many cons now. You know what I mean? So, and that's con by con. It's all different. One of the worst ones I've actually heard about. It's funny because Matthew was talking about was Alamo City Comic Con. That's the one here in San Antonio that used to be here that no longer exists. They did that to a lot of their clients as well. So I don't know the whole if people are stuck as well, which is an issue, you know. And obviously this extends way past the Power Ranger community because he has Star Wars people, he has anime voice actors, he has there's some like Morgan Fairchild, I don't even know who that is. Like there's just a lot of different people like that he represents at this time, and he like it seems like he positioned himself almost in a place like he has so many clients, he's going to have at least 1 or 2 clients at each Comic-Con, at least big ones or decent sized ones throughout the nation. So suffice to say, this dude did a really shitty thing. It was a really negative thing on the PR community to see, especially around JDF's 1 year. It was supposed to be most of the time for everybody here to
celebrate. Just, you know, hey, let's just celebrate his life. Let's, you know, remember JDF.
Remember, you know, Dia de los Muertos was just happened. Like, you know, it's that time. You know, it's that time, especially in a lot of different communities as well. And it just wasn't. It's just so crappy. Like I don't get it. Like I don't get the on the human side of it. Like what made you think that was a good idea? You know what I mean? Like what? And like you said earlier, like it was up for like 24 hours or some ridiculous amount of time. So there was enough time for him to sober up, read it, and respond to comments.
If he would get a positive response, it would still be up right now.
Yeah.
If everyone's like, yeah, screw JDF, it'll still be up.
Yeah. I think I don't know. I don't know why someone do. It was very interesting to hear Francis's behind the scenes dealings with him. That was very, very informative, and a lot of things I have never heard before. And honestly, because of where I positioned myself in the Power Rangers community, because I'm basically like the fan that doesn't know anything, that's starting to learn stuff just like everybody else. You know what I mean? So like,
how about that $1,500 story, huh?
That's stupid, right? Like $1,500, really?
Yeah,
like,
what's up, Walter Emmanuel Jones? How's that $1,500, man?
Like, really, dude? Like these guys, some of these guys like make like so much money at these cons sometimes, and $1,500, like that's, I mean, really, like if you think that's the big issue is $1,500, like,
well,
really?
he's been blocking me. He's like, man, I'm not blocking you, but here's your guarantee so you can get the hell out of my
like
fucking
10,000. I would be right there with 10,000. Nah, man, you got to pay up. That's 10K. You know what I mean? Like, I get that, but like, I don't know. Like, like $1,500 is a lot of money to a lot of people, but in the grand scheme of the con world, it doesn't seem like.
I'm paying $60 for a selfie, and I took 3 selfies.
Dude, that's 15 photo ops. Those things are like $100 a piece. Like, yeah, go take 15 photo ops and you're good. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. All right. To the people backstage, cam up. Any last things you want to leave with Legacy of Nerd before I bring someone else up? He said peace. I'm curious if you're gonna post on it though. I mean, I am curious.
I need to. I'm gonna see if I can get some verification on some things, and then we'll go for a minute. I do have a stream on Sunday. I'll probably have to.
You're gonna have to address it. You can't.
Yeah,
no one's gonna let you just not. So, all right. Shout out to Legacy of Nerd, y'all. My brother from another mother who stole my channel. All right. I had to get him out of there. It was hurting me. I see DJ Marvel and I see DDHIME. We gonna bring up DJ Marvel. I see my girl saying, Francis, do you want to say anything? Are you good? I see you back there chilling. She said good. Yes or no? Thumbs up. for you. You want to talk? Thumbs up or thumbs down? No, she's saying no. All right. DJ Marvo, what's going on, brother? How are you?
What's up? What's up? What's up, man? How are you?
You are big in the community.
I'm gonna say
don't try to play yourself. I've seen your work. I've watched your videos, and I see you looking at me on screen. Hopefully, you're recording this. You have a huge following. See, look. Don't think just because I don't be on your channel, I don't see your work. I'll be ninja watching you. I'll be seeing your interviews.
I appreciate that, man.
I'll be seeing your interviews. So, what do you have to say about this? Considering you are deep in the trenches in this Power Ranger community, way deeper than me, man. Go ahead.
Man, this was crazy. I woke up to this on Monday. I think that's when everybody was sending it to me, and I'm like, holy shit. And are we allowed to cuss?
Yeah, go ahead, man. Have at it.
All right. So I'm just like, holy shit, what is this? And I'm reading it, and the first thing I think of is, nah, this can't be.
I thought it was a joke.
Yeah,
I thought it was a nobody. I'm like, oh, it's some nobody doing this. And then I go look into it. I'm like, oh, this is not a nobody. This is a somebody.
Yeah. And I'm like, dude, there's no way. And the thing, and I was talking about this a little bit in the chat, and I think you guys kind of covered it just because, I mean, I'll be completely honest. I haven't had terrible interactions with McGinnis. It's always been cordial. Anytime he saw me, he spoke. Anytime I saw him, vice versa. So I didn't have any of the negative experiences, and I don't even want to put air quotes to it because they were blatantly negative, and I don't want to discount anybody's experience with them. So omit the air quotes there. But
Okay.
That's just a habit. You know how people just like, seriously, it's just a habit. But I never had that experience, but I've always been a person that where there's smoke, there's fire.
Mm-hmm.
And I have heard a few things with a few people that I know who I'm not going to disclose because I'm not here to tell stories that I don't need to be telling.
I mean, you can if you want to.
No, I know. Oh, I know. I just don't want to. That's not my place. I'm very big on people telling their own stories, but I've heard some rumblings about a few of the things that you guys covered, and it's very I don't know. The whole thing still, even with all that, is just so odd, right? Because as somebody who apparently has built a big brand,
yes, you have,
and a following, and all of that, that's my baby, and I built that from the ground up. All the things that I've done has come from me building my reputation, my branding from the ground level, and I won't let anything ruin that. I won't do anything to ruin that. And it's just so odd how abrupt and how quick and just with such reckless abandon. And I said it in the chat, and I think April, that's what her name was. I said, man, I wonder if he, and I still kind of feel like wonder this less than I did, but I wonder if he did this on purpose. There's no way. There's no sensible human being who thinks that this is going to be a good idea. Like, there's nobody, like, if you're a sociopath, like, there's obviously there are asterisks, but just your regular people who have built stuff from the ground up, like, you care too much typically. It's just it was so abrupt and it was so random, but it was also just so heinous. Like, it's
clear disregard for anyone of any substance, or
Yes.
like just for his whole company, just throwing it down the drain within what? How long you think it take him to make this post? 30 seconds, a minute?
like
Get the picture.
Yes.
Let me write this.
Maybe a minute. So in 60 seconds, you've ruined years of hard work and dedication. And I don't know, it's just so fucking odd. Like,
yeah.
It could never be me.
I know, because you actually interview some of the Rangers. I've seen some of your interviews, and you are were you at Ranger Stop Orlando?
Yeah, they had me. I was I DJ'd the VIP dinner and the after party and the concert, and I did 3 lobby sets. So I was outside, like in the main congregation area. I did 3-hour sets each day, and then I was just kind of floating around helping out.
And what's the name of your YouTube channel? I can't find it right now. I've seen you interview some of these guys.
So I do it on the RangerstopAndPop IG page, because that's something that we do to build up for RangerstopAndPop in Atlanta in June. So on their IG page, we do the IG live interviews, which we called the takeover, and it's kind of just morphed into this thing. And they told me, hey, if you do well at it, you could do more. And I'm hyper competitive, so that just means, I've just got to be better than everybody else. Bet.
Okay.
But all jokes aside, it was just something that kind of took on a life of its own. And yeah, it just...
While I got you here, who is your favorite Ranger? Feel free to say Austin St. John. It's okay. We won't care.
As a kid, everybody wanted to be Tommy. Everybody wanted. I remember my grandma had one of her coworkers make me a custom Green Ranger costume, and I was tight because when I went trick-or-treating in it, everybody thought I was a Ninja Turtle. I was tight.
Hey, yo, what the
fuck? But as I got a little bit older, I appreciated Jason's leadership style.
Okay.
And red is one of my favorite colors. So just kind of goes with it. But I mean, as far as just human beings, I haven't had a bad experience with any of them, knock on wood.
Yeah.
But I mean, JDF was unmatched. When that happened, I was at my mom's house with my wife, and we were chilling, and I was on so I'm a huge collector, and I was on a Facebook Live toy auction, and I was on my phone because I forgot my laptop. And one of my buddies, he shoots me a text and told me what happened. And my first response is like, man, get off my phone with this. Like, I'm waiting on something, like, no. And then he calls, and I kind of reach out to my connects, and they say it without saying it. And it was not the Saturday night that I wanted. And I put that in my tribute, but this is not the Saturday night that I wanted. It'll forever not be the Saturday night that I wanted.
Yeah.
Or that anybody wanted.
I don't think anyone wanted it.
Yeah, but I mean, JDF was a legend in this community, not just from the Rangers that he played, but just as the human being that he was to fans.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I told my wife about it when he was at RangerstopAndPop. What was that? 22, because it was right after we got married. So 22, she's like, oh my God, how people aren't going to be able to meet him because his line's so long and the con floor closes this time. I'm like, oh, you don't know how he gives it up then. He stayed the entire time and met everybody and made everybody feel important in that moment. And when a lot of people say like there's a void that's felt in this community, that's no disrespect to any of the other actors from the franchise. They're all amazing people. But you can't deny that there's just an energy that is no longer here.
Yeah, it's a void.
Now that he's not here.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Two things can be true at the same time. We can have amazing people. Like everybody at Ranger Stop this year was absolutely amazing.
Right.
But there's still that energy that is missing because he's gone. There's a void that has been created because he's gone. And no one can deny that. I don't care if you love the dude, hated the dude, indifferent about the dude, you couldn't deny that. My own mother knows this, and she probably has a reason to be a little bit.
Shout out to Mama Marvel. I said, shout out to Mama Marvel up in the joint.
Damn right. She gave birth to a legend, apparently. But even when it happened, she was just like, man, I remember buying you his action figures. And my dad is the same, like, man, so much money we spent on that dude's character. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. Keep going, man. Give me 1
Okay.
second.
Okay. Yeah. No, you're good.
Sorry,
But I mean, just also, I think what hit me the most,
yeah.
to anybody who's listening and who cares, I think the thing that hit me the most about it was not just the reckless abandon of the post, but anybody who knows me knows that mental health is something that's very, very important to me.
Mhm.
I'm going through my own mental health journey, and I'm very open and candid about it because you never know who needs to hear that. And we don't talk enough about the potential terrible end results about this in a way that's not to chastise the person for doing it, but to show people that you're not alone and there is another there's always another alternative.
Right.
As somebody who tried to unavail himself at a point in his own life, it's very difficult to see somebody spew such vitriol at and not have any regard for anybody who's seeing it. The one thing I hate about when things like this happen is when people immediately call them selfish. And that's the first thing that he said.
Yeah.
And that's such a trigger point because it's not selfish. People are suffering.
Right.
And people didn't ask for the traumas and the mental health issues that they are dealing with and ultimately sometimes feel like they can't overcome. And it's just it's very disheartening. This was the last thing that needed to be said by anybody, but it's also very beautiful to see this community come together.
We up.
Yeah, no, that has been you. I think you touched on that earlier. I think that is a very beautiful thing. Seeing everybody in this community, from actors, actresses, to the fans, to content creators like yourself, banding together, and we all have the same sentiment, which is, man, for lack of better wording, excuse my French,
Fuck this
that's
guy.
really fucked up that you
Yeah.
would say something like that at a time like this.
Yeah.
All
right, DJ Marvel. I know you can keep going.
You're good.
Going. I got to give some time to some other people to come up. But go check out. I had it up right here. I have it up right here. Go check out RangerstopAndPop. Right here. This is where you can find DJ Marvel. You can find him at every Ranger Stop, the official DJ out here in this business. And salute to you for coming up and risking your brand being on this channel, man.
Oh, nah. Hey, I told you, I'm not here to tell stories that I'm not supposed to tell. I'm just here giving commentary.
All right. Salute to DJ Marvel. I want to bring up DJ D Home, but San is like, come to me. San like, come on home. She like, no, me. Francis, you want to come up. D Home, you got to cam up. Okay. No one wants to come up. Y'all just want to see me talk, huh? You want to come up? You want to come up, San?
If he doesn't want to, then I'll go.
Yeah, I wanted D Home one, but he don't got the cam up. So
okay, yeah, no.
Go ahead, Sam. How you doing tonight? What do you think about this post?
You sent it to me this morning, and I had to stop working. I work freelance, and I was like, I can't work, and I was thinking about it all day. And it was just awful that somebody would say something like that. Like, you can hate somebody, and I'm the person that is like, you have an opinion and I don't agree with it. I'm fine with that. But there are things you don't do, and you don't hurt, because this doesn't hurt Jason. He's not here. This hurts Francis and Jenna and Tammy, and it hurts, and it even hurts Jacob and Hunter and Sky. It hurts them because they're the ones here. We're the ones here. And you don't call somebody who was going through mental health and who was going through all of the shit he was going through and say, oh, you're selfish for doing this. And it's your fault that all of these people did this. It's like, no, it's not. you don't do that, and you don't think that you're above everybody, that you can say something like that.
Yeah.
And expect everybody to be okay, and expect everybody to, yeah, he was an awful person. Like, and I tell my daughters this all the time. It's like, if somebody was a bad person in life, I'm not going to tell you, oh, you've got to speak well of them as the dead. Just don't talk about them. So
Yeah.
if you had an issue with somebody and they've passed on, however they passed on, just leave it alone.
Yeah. Some people can't. Some
No.
people can't
And
leave it go.
this guy is just entitled and toxic. That's his problem. He, what do we call it? Little dog syndrome.
Little dog syndrome. Yeah, he's getting what he wanted. He got the attention he wanted. His Facebook is shut down. His company is hemorrhaging clients. Dust just sent me. It only looks like the two people that still follow him is ASJ and David Fowden, who plays Zordon.
Yeah.
And I wonder, are they locked into some exclusive contract with him?
They probably are. Now I'm going to say about ASJ, the people you surround yourself with are the people that you're going to be judged by. So you may not, it's like, oh, I didn't do anything, but you're guilty by association.
100%.
And he is 100% guilty by association, because he could say something.
But he won't.
He could come. He won't. He's gonna make some excuse that, oh, I didn't say anything, or, oh, it's not my problem. It is his problem, because
this is the guy who represents you. This is the guy. The guy who made that post is going to go to some Comic-Con organization or organizer and say, hey, I represent Austin St. John, and he'll come here for a $5,000 guarantee. Which he's probably going to hit, or at this point, if he stays with him, he's not going to hit his guarantee.
No. And the thing is that even for self-preservation, because he's looking at next year, and next year is going to be big for him. Either he's going to be locked up or he's going to get away. One of the two is going to happen. There's no in between. You're trying to make money for your family in case things don't go your way.
Yeah.
And this guy is costing you everything, because if you stay with him, even under contract, he's going to cost you every penny you need. And
100%.
And he's not going to care. He's not going to take care of your wife and kids.
Oh, hell no, he's not. He's not
You
going to take
know,
care of the wife and kids. This guy's probably going to be bankrupt soon.
Yeah.
Losing all his clients. So,
yeah. And
if I
this
work
is
for
beyond
him,
narcissism. This is
I got to figure
something.
out a new way if I'm working for him. So
yeah, he could at least, and I know he never will, because
I got Francis. She ready?
Yeah,
to come up.
Go ahead. Yeah, let her go ahead.
Let her do her thing. All right, thank you,
Yeah, let
San.
her do her thing.
Thank you, San, so much. That was San, y'all. She come up every time, and she kick women's back in for freelance. All right, let's go, Francis. Anything you want to say? Any new information you want to add? I can't hear you. You're muted, sweetie. Hold on. All right, try now.
It was me. I had it muted, but
Okay.
I still hit the settings of my thing. He's back there, so I'm trying to hide him from not showing up. But I was hearing what Matthew was saying, what Legacy of Nerd was saying, and San, everyone, and I don't think he will ever say anything, right? I see how I mean, it is what it is, guys. But he's he thinks he's Simba, so he's growling like he's Simba. But I'm just worried he's gonna. Well, okay, he's not. But I don't think he's gonna say anything, to be honest. And he is gonna do a cop out move and not say anything, because it's just it goes down to that beef. And to be honest, remember how I said I hope his video of Jason's passing was genuine, right? Which I didn't believe. And with his silence, I don't believe it. Right? With his silence, you
Hold
there's
on.
in Spanish.
You don't believe his video?
I don't.
You
I never.
wait. You mean to tell me you don't think he's sincere right here?
I'm 100% don't think he's sincere.
Keep your head down, baby. Keep your head down. I don't know. I think this is obligatory, right? You have to make this post.
Hey everybody.
Right?
I agree.
You
If he
can't.
wouldn't have said anything, it would have
Man,
ruined him,
where to
right?
start?
Yeah.
So
Go
I
ahead.
feel like, are you gonna play it or?
I mean, it's
Where to
playing.
start?
I mean, he don't know where to start. Like my biggest,
Look, it is.
he like my biggest nemesis is gone. Now I can make so much more money because now they're going to come to me. But you know, I'm sorry. I'm taking pictures with his wife and his daughter. We're friends. We're family. My agent just said the most foul shit ever publicly. I'm not going to address it publicly. I'm probably going to say something privately to Jenna and to Tammy and let them know, hey, I don't condone this. I told them to take it down. But when the disrespect is public, so does the apology, right? The apology needs to be as loud as the disrespect. That's all I'm saying.
And it's like there's a saying in Spanish, right? So if you don't say something, right? So if someone accuses you of something, baby, Nala's not here. So if he's calling Nala from Simba, if someone says something about you and you don't like at least be like, no, that's not true. I'm sorry, guys. That's not true. So you're basically admitting that what that person says is true. I'm so sorry, guys. So like if you're not responding, hold on. Baby, what's going on?
Hey, you see what happened is it's hard to stream when you got kids. My daughter in my arm, rubbing my arm now, falling asleep.
So like if you don't say something, you're basically agreeing. And I'm gonna put it out there, you're basically agreeing with what he's saying. Because the first thing I would do if I was a celebrity, I'd be like, that's not my sentiment. He's my agent, yes, but that's not my sentiment. At least that. At least that. But it goes back to this beef and this back and forth and this I have to beat my chest because I'm, the king of life. I don't even know what he thinks, you know what I mean? But like say something.
He
Say
won't.
something.
We'll see. We'll see.
If you said something, I said it. I will come on here and eat a shirt. I will figure it out. I'll do whatever. I would put a poll and I would do whatever the people say because it's just I I think it would be um the word lost me, but I think it would be not only stupid, but it would be kind of like complicit if he doesn't say anything.
That's the perfect word to describe it. Complicit. If he don't say nothing, then he don't really see nothing wrong with this. I think he just sees the backlash. If it was if this was received positively, and people dogpiled on JDF and was like, "Yeah, I agree with you, Zachery," then JDF he'll make some "I told you guys." He'll make a "I told you so" post.
And let they're friends, right? ASJ has been very vocal about that being your friend. So check your friend, check him. You know what I mean? Check him and be like publicly.
Yeah.
It's like you said. Don't do that. Don't check him in private. Check him publicly. Because if he had the balls to say it publicly, then so should him be reprimanded. I don't expect any of us to get a apology from this man. If we get an apology from this man, I'm going to tell you the truth. I will not believe a word he would say because he had a conversation with Jason and supposedly squashed it. And then that email happened where he was saying nobody wants you here either. And he started back again. The thing that happened was that COVID happened, right?
Yeah.
And Khan stopped.
Yeah, COVID happened.
Then Jason had the idea, let's go to these mom and pop comic book stores and help.
Yeah,
right?
the PPP program.
No one was doing that. No one was doing that. No one was going to comic shops and doing that. And then what, baby?
Why do that when you can just get some PPP money?
Well, I mean, now he's going to jail. Like, you know what I mean? Like, uh, no one was doing that, and then he started doing that, and that's again it goes back to, you know, the copying and doing everything, but yet you think so vile about someone that you copy. Like, if you're copying me, I'm taking that as a, you know, you I inspire you, you admire
Yeah,
me.
imitation is the biggest form of flattery.
So what's it's gonna be really bad if he doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
Because you're being complicit, it's not gonna help him get more lines. It's not gonna help him get more fans. It's not gonna get him to do anything but lose people's respect. You know what I mean? It's sad, me being behind the scenes, I've lost respect for a lot of people. I've separated them from the character, right? What?
Right.
Hold on 1 second. Sorry, he lost his toy.
What she's doing right now is going in on ASJ, her favorite Power Ranger.
So like, oh my god, I lost my train of thought.
If he doesn't say anything, he's complicit, and you've lost respect for a lot of Power Rangers from being behind the scenes.
Yes, I've lost a lot of respect for people, and I've been lucky. Morphin time. Okay, I'm gonna have to leave. But what I was saying is, I was able to separate the characters from the actors, and if he doesn't talk, then I hope everyone separates the character from the actor and just boycott him too.
Oh, all right. That's Francis. Thank you, Francis. She's saying boycott ASJ if he don't say nothing. And shout out to Axiel. He recently had a birthday. We gonna get Francis out of here, get her son off the goddamn screen. All right, because you know how we don't like the kids on the screen. But Jesus, y'all. What a show. What a show. I don't think there's nothing that I can say to top that at all. Considering, you know, everything that was said today. I got my daughter in my arms. She over here snoring. You know, all that good stuff. Hey, pipe down, pipe down, pipe down, pipe down. But what do you guys think? Are y'all gonna boycott ASJ? Are y'all gonna boycott the people who still support Galactic Productions after the heinous thing that they said about our hero, our precious, you know, Green Ranger? Is that still gonna slide with you guys? I don't know. I really can't call it per se. But this shit is wild. Like read this. And you know, I got plenty more content, but it's getting kind of late. Like I got the Jenna and Sky text messages, but I think today, we've done what needed to be done and highlighted what Zachery Taylor McGinnis did. We highlighted his company, highlighted his Facebook page. He's gonna be famous for all the wrong reasons. All right. And he only has himself to blame. And I see Brent finally made it back to the chat, huh? Keyboard. Well, Henry did hit the link. You hit the link? I don't know. Man, you ain't hit the link, Brent. It's unfortunately it's like late and I gotta get my daughter up out of here. But next time, okay? And I'm not in the fandom, but it's good to see you guys come together and push out something like that. Hey, man, Wayne Gretzky, salute to you, man. I love when I can convert juicers over here. Like, it's good content either way. Some people may not just be interested, but a lot of people have come together to support Jason David Frank, you know? In his passing, in his death, his memory, his legacy still lives on. And no matter how many people try to tarnish it, it's not going to happen. So, my friends, my fellow Power Ranger enthusiasts, thank you so much. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you for your time. Please share the stream, share the video, and be on the lookout for your favorite Power Rangers response. Thank you, DJ Marvel, for coming up. Thank you, Legend Legacy of Nerd, Legacy of Nerd, right? I'll be giving him shit. But he has a very positive, neutral channel. And he's very cool with all the Power Rangers. So it's kind of like me. I'm like the black sheep of the Ranger community. They're like, man, Henry, he cool and shit, but he be, he ain't saving nobody. You know what I'm saying? If I get in some shit, I know it's gonna be on Henry channel. And I know the Batten Son, Amy Jo Johnson beef, disagreement, if you will, about her comic book versus Jason David Frank's idea for the new female Green Ranger. I haven't dug enough into that to have a good opinion. I haven't dug yet, guys.
Dig, bro. You like to dig.
But I'm gonna get around to it. And I was only supposed to be doing a Power Ranger stream once a month. I'm supposed to be talking about Pokemon and cookies and Hassan getting cooked, like all my Twitch stuff. But you guys built this channel. You made the channel grow to what it is. And this is very important to me to get it out there to you guys. So hopefully I've done JDF some just due, get some justice, and keep his legacy going, guys. So with that out the way, you know what I could do? We can have one of our old school outros. We can do an old school outro. You can do an old school outro? Like, yeah, we can do an old school outro. You like, no, you can't, Henry. I'm like, yeah, I got the StreamYard, even though I use OBS exclusively now. This is how we do it. Francis, what Francis doing back here? She chilling. Look, she muted too. She like,
I gave him milk. He was just crying for milk, so now he's like back.
Francis, what the hell you want? What you got left for us? You got something to say?
I'm hearing you. I'm hearing your stream, Henry.
All right, she watching the stream.
I'm like, oh.
You love me, like what? She said I'm the
love of my life.
I said I love hearing your stream, but I do love you. I see my favorite person.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
Yes, sir, brother.
I know she can't hear all the sound effects. She gave him some milk. She tried to give him milk and me milk. I'm like,
hey yo, what the
Henry,
fuck?
You love my milk. Just letting you know.
You see this? Yo, I swear, man, after dark, man, every woman that come up here be on some freaky shit. They be looking at me like,
are you doing that saxophone thing?
Yeah, they be looking at you like, Henry, like, you know what, Henry, that beard, shit looking all right. They be like, Henry, them teeth, like, you be smiling, you be cheesing. You be like, they look at me and be like,
niggas always gotta show they teeth.
Like, I be like, yo, man, the women that come up, boy, they always be, I be like, if I was in New York, I'd be like, shit, what's going on, friend?
I have an empty room in my house.
Oh, look at her. She like, I got an empty room and shit. Like, look, man, you see how they be doing me? Put me in this uncomfortable position.
You don't seem uncomfortable. Don't lie.
When the females be hitting on the man at work, they be like, yeah, I got this empty room and shit. It needs some work. Petty ASF. I should tell you about Petty ASF. She was like, here, I got someone for you. I was like, you sure about that? But anywho, man, I have fun with the community. We gonna do an old school outro. Like April, like quit playing. April. Hey, what are you doing here, April? You supposed to be in the kitchen, goddamn cooking. I'm gonna have to talk to him. But hey,
at 12 a.m.
Well, it's 11:30 where she at. So anyway, no, I love all the women who watch and the people who be coming on hitting on me and shit. I be making me all uncomfortable. With my daughter, they be having no regard for my daughter and shit. My daughter right here, they like,
I hear you. Don't you have headphones?
Yeah, I got headphones. I can hear you.
But she can't.
She knocked out. But anyway, guys, salute to you guys. The answer 06. Can you come up? Absolutely, man. You want to come up? You donate. You actually donate to the channel. So you want to come up for like 2 minutes. I'll drop the link for you for like 2 minutes. for a person who contributes to the show. I always try to give my supporters their just due. You know, there's the link for you. The answer 06. You better cam up. You better be Chris, man. You know what I'm saying? Look, guys, people who donate, I'll be like, all right. They believe in the show. Francis, she came with some heat today, y'all. She came with some heat. And my daughter was like, Daddy, I need your attention. Now she's snoring and shit. She's snoring right here.
That's so cute.
That's her snoring. She tapped out. And we gotta wait.
Snoring a lot yesterday too. That's what he's been up.
So I dropped a link for him to come up. I don't know if we're gonna come up. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, he said, hey, can I come up and say, hey, there's the link? Maybe. You know? But you know, shit, man. When Francis be hitting on me, I'll be like, hey yo, what the fuck? I'll be like, Francis, you know.
You like it.
And you know, look at Brent. He like, I don't contribute to the show, Brent. You know you always welcome, man. But today, I don't think people want to hear from you today, Brent.
No. I'm sorry, Brent.
You got to read the room. You got to read the room. He like, I'm joking. Nah, shout out to Brent, man. He made Ranger Stop possible. He's donated a lot. But the answer 06. I dropped a link for you, man. Did you see it? Did you come up? Are you gonna come up? Or I give you like one more minute of me mauding Sugar Daddy. Oh, y'all. Why the girls be saying Sugar Daddy Brent? Oh, gosh. You see how they do me? Sugar Daddy Brent. Well, what is Francis? She trying to throw it at me. She like, Henry, come get this milk, nigga. She like, come get this.
Said, you know what? I'm not even gonna ask.
Look, she like, I ain't gonna even say what I said because he jamming me up and shit. Jamming me up. He like,
I was gonna say something, I forget where it was.
You see how she grabbing the microphone? She like, hey, Henry, you see?
Don't make me tell them what you told me earlier.
What? Hey, what the?
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
I will blow up your spot up in here. Okay?
Holy shit. She like, I'm gonna expose you, ninja. Like, you trying to play. You getting too comfortable. All right, look, I dropped the link for the answer 06. You didn't hit the link, brother. I dropped it for you, man. Conquer your inner biatch. I dropped it for you. You know who I thought would come up? Like, I know Sky be watching and shit, and I know Jenna be watching, but I never hit up Jenna or Tammy for shit like this. It's like, I'm just a hitman and shit. Like, nah. Chill.
Like, why are you ignoring me?
I'll come up. Hopefully April is okay with that. No. We about to get up out of here. I don't see no one coming up. It's 12:40. I wanted the answer 06. I know what Brent want to talk about. He want to be like, I didn't think that Walter part was too good, but Walter did take that 1,500 though. He did take that 1,500 though. And look, Brent want to come up so bad. Brent, I can't
come up. Like Brent, like just don't talk a lot of shit, Brent, because I'm on fire today. I will set you on fire today.
All right, Brent, what you want to talk about? Go ahead, man.
Oh, there's echo.
You got like 1 minute to make a point, Brent, because I know the shit you about to be on.
Okay, so I turned it off. Can you hear me?
Yeah, where you at?
Okay, let me get somewhere. Okay.
Yo, he has his suitcase. He's traveling. All right, the answer 06. Hold on, man. I got to drop Brent down. Answer 06. What it do, baby?
Good evening, everyone.
Oh, this is a different type of person. I know this guy. Good evening.
All right, so I just wanted to say one thing, and it's to Jason Geiger or Austin St. John, whatever you want to call him by.
He coming
if you
for
call
your
you
ass.
if you call yourself a man of character, a martial artist, do the right thing and be the leader that we all need in the community right now, and speak against this trash in the name of Mr. Zach or whatever you want to call him, because that was not a good thing to be represented by. So if you want to redeem yourself with everything that's going on in your personal life, this may be the first step in doing the right thing.
Well said, answer. Well said. And
That's all I got.
Salute to the answer 06. He playing cool, but I'll be chopping it up with him damn near every day. If I showed y'all the pictures he sent me, y'all would be like,
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah, let's not do that. Let's not do that.
All right. We having a good day. All right, salute to my man G. I answer 06. I ain't gonna say his other name. All right, salute to him. All right, thank you, Answer 06. He be sponsoring the shows too, man. Shout out to Answer 06. I didn't recognize the name. All right, Brent, come on. He traveling. I can hear his suitcase behind him. He probably whipping on the plane.
Are you at a con?
No, he traveling somewhere.
No. Okay.
Go ahead, Brent.
Okay, so
make it quick.
Let
Make
me
it quick. Make it good.
And no talk shit.
So Zach, this guy is a he is an agent for multiple people, right? Not just Austin. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I saw his banner. I saw Veronica Taylor, Eric Stewart, multiple people.
He's about to say,
and you're gonna ask all these people if Austin's held accountable. These people, Miss Austin.
All right,
They're
moving.
Veronica Taylor was the voice of Ashton Ketchum. She's more famous than ASJ.
Well,
let's just be real. Pokemon is an international sensation. And there's no call for her to speak out against Zach. What about Eric Stewart, the voice of Brock and
Listen,
it's Power Ranger centric, Brent.
Power Rangers, right?
It's Power Rangers. It's not Pokemon.
It's your coworker.
No, but the thing is, like, I understand what you're saying. Like, what this guy said is absolutely despicable. He's total trash because, saying that you're glad that's just absolutely ridiculous. Because you could hate someone all you want, but you can't say stuff like this because there's room for everyone in this world. You cannot, if you don't like someone, you just avoid them. Like if you see them, you don't wish that they're dead. I mean, that's just that's ridiculous. But anyway,
his point is
this
that
guy
he wants us to have everyone say something, not just JDF, ASJ.
Like, people have literally, like, I've seen comments at every single person that he represents, right? But what I'm saying is, I'm not even only talking about Austin. I'm more talking about Austin because Austin is exclusively with Zach, right? But they all should say something, right? But everyone's looking at Austin because he's supposed to be the leader and he's supposed to, like, everybody knows that they have a close relationship. So it's kind of like, say something, you know what I mean? Because that's your friend. And he wanted everyone to show respect and stuff for you when you're going through your stuff. Then, your friend should say something.
Brent locked up on us. But I think what Brent is trying to say, and I could be wrong, but he wants us to focus on everyone saying something, especially the Pokemon people who are way more popular. However, the comment was made about a Power Ranger, and this is a Power Ranger channel. And we only really care about Power Rangers, not Pokemon. Sure, it'd be nice if the bigger acts said something. But us personally, we only want to see ASJ speak up because ASJ is a draw for us. And I think Brent checked out. But that's what he's trying to say. But my man Vinny, always coming up in the goddamn garage. He always in the goddamn garage. He's like, yeah, you got me, man. I'm in the garage. The wife don't want me talking this shit in the house.
Yeah, because the 3-year-old's trying to sleep right now, and I'll wake her up.
See, I know.
Nah, but great stream, both of y'all. Francis, you cooked him up today. I mean, he deserved every bit of it.
Let him cook.
I mean, there's nothing I can really say that hasn't been said already, but so I mean, I just want to give my sympathies to Tammy, Jenna, Sky. I mean, that was just a terrible, terrible thing to be said today. But I'm also amazed on how you can spend decades or years building something up and tear everything down in 30 seconds.
I know, right? 1 minute max.
I was like, talking about
clients gone.
Self-sabotage right there. I was like, when I first saw that, I was like, surely this wasn't real. And then it's like, oh, this is the dude, like a big time, is responsible for people getting contracts and stuff. And I was like, wow, he just destroyed everything.
Everything.
I don't think he thought it was gonna do anything because he's been nasty to a lot of people. I just really think that he thought he was just gonna post it on his private thing, and that's it, and no one was gonna say anything.
Yeah, he must be delusional because I mean, you're probably right. He probably didn't think anything bad was going to happen, but like he got eaten up real quick in those comments.
Oh, they cooked him. Yeah, they cooked him. They cooked him bad.
Yeah, I think he's done though. I think it's game over for him.
Oh, 100%. It is GG. Nothing we can do. But thank you, Vinny, for coming up, man. We gotta get you out the goddamn garage. We do. All right, let's bring Brent up and then I'll close it out. All right, salute to my man.
Brent, be good.
You know Brent. He already ready. He's ready for violence. He like you bet. And Brent's a Pokemon. He's a Pokemon person. So he wants us to hold the Pokemon people accountable. But chances are, Brent, the people who watching this channel don't know nothing about the Pokemon people. But we know ASJ.
But
we know JDF.
There's multiple. I saw his schedule, and multiple Power Rangers are being represented by this guy. ASJ. I saw Karen Ashley. I saw Johnny Young Bosch. I saw Steve Cardenas. I saw Barbara Goodson.
Yeah.
I saw David Fielding. I saw Paul Schreier and Jason Narvi. I saw the guy, and then I think those are all the Power Rangers. So you're gonna ask all these people. You're gonna hold them all accountable, right? Because they're all Power Rangers.
Karen has already.
Yeah. All right, Brent's internet is just trash. When he watched the replay, he'll see he froze up again.
To answer him,
he's trying. He tried. He in a parking garage, y'all. He just got off the private jet, so his connection is trash. He like I just got in the parking lot where he parked his Maybach Benz or whatever. But everyone should speak up. But all eyes are on Austin St. John.
Because Austin is with that. I don't think the rest of them are exclusively. And Karen already spoke out. Walter spoke out. A few others have already spoken out. You know what I mean? Except Austin. And again, he's exclusive. Steve isn't exclusive with him either. Sorry, my desk goes up and down, and the baby keeps putting it up and down. But it goes back to him, right? He's now that Jason's gone, he's kind of like the leader, whatever. He's his friend. Like, say something, at least something. You know what I mean? Like, and I doubt it he's gonna say anything. But Walter like reamed Zach a new one. You know what I mean? And so did Karen. So it's kind of like, why can't they? Johnny said something. Johnny Young Bosch did say something as well.
Yeah, I got to get their responses. But go ahead, Brent. If your internet's working, I've unmuted you. Have at it.
So Walter and Karen said something?
Yeah, see, Brent just got off the Clareport, so he don't know. And Johnny Young Boston said something. And Nakia.
Yeah, because what that guy said is disgusting. I don't care who you are. I'm glad you're dead. Like, what the hell? Like, this guy is any argument he has against JDF or anybody is completely ruined by this comment, because people won't take him seriously anymore for anything. It's just if you have a disagreement with someone, you come with facts, and you don't say stuff like this. It's just like, this guy is completely disgusting to me. And I'm glad Karen and Walter are speaking out. But at the end of the day, it comes down to money, and that's why you won't hear a lot of people. Not everyone's going to speak out because they're not going to care. NBA, there's a bunch of controversies, like Donald Sterling. This racist piece of shit.
Yeah.
Racist piece of shit with discriminates against black people in Los Angeles, and the NBA didn't do anything about it. And they only did something when it affected their bottom line, and that's what's matters in the end. And I'm glad that Karen and Walter are speaking out, because I've spoken to Walter and Karen. They're not JDF's best friends. But they're willing to speak out against that piece of trash, Zach, whatever his name, Zach.
Yeah.
I saw on the poster, it was like Zach. It was a Greek name, I think, or something.
Zach Taylor McGinnis.
Is it McGinnis? Okay, yeah. He's worried about some Macy's parade. Like, what? Like, he needs to get a clue. I mean, this guy he's absolute trash. But to expect people to all the people that he represents. Like Gus is calling. I saw in the comments he was like saying everyone who's represented by him doesn't say anything. We need something like we need to question that. I'm like,
well, I would
sorry,
say
like I'm not going to question Veronica Taylor because she's represented by this guy. Like Veronica Taylor is a model of how con should be done. That woman, she probably the best con experience ever.
Yeah.
I've been to many cons, probably the best ever. And she had the poster, Galactic Productions, represented by this guy. And if Veronica doesn't say something, what I'm going to say, like, think that Veronica's a piece of shit? No. There's, like, people, we do say shitty things in this life, and we can't really, if we nitpick about everything, then they might not be represented by anybody, you know? I mean, it's,
all right,
you know,
Brent.
but
Yep. We appreciate it, and I think we are all with Brent. We're all with Brent. For the first time,
right?
For the first time in a long time, we're with Brent, y'all.
No, because that comment is just, first of all, I don't think you're giving it too much. I feel like you're giving it too much attention because that's what this guy's looking for.
But he don't want this type of attention. He's already shut down his Facebook. He's already losing clients. His company has been banned from Comic-Cons. This is not what he thought. He didn't think he would get this much attention. And we
really? So when I see Daniel Logan, the Boba Fett, if I see him at a con in Los Angeles, or if I see Tom Kenny, the voice for SpongeBob SquarePants, they're not going to have his sign. I mean, or they're going to say it's just business.
We don't know, and
it's just business.
We are a Ranger podcast or Ranger channel. And most of the cons that banned him are Ranger Comic-Con conventions that are very popular.
Right, but what he said is it shouldn't just affect. It's just discussing. Period. It's not just discussing the Ranger. It's just like how can you say that about anybody? It should not only the Ranger community should be discussed, but everyone should be discussed about that nasty comment that he said. Like, I'm glad that he's dead.
Brent, did you see what he said about Peter Mayhew as well? It's not about Jason. He's a disgusting guy. You know what I mean? No one's gonna stop like going to Veronica Taylor or Tom Kenny because that really, we don't know the situation, right? If they have a contract or not. But I've been around Veronica Taylor and Tom Kenny, and they're legit straight up people, like you say. So I'm sure once they get to hear what's going on, they'll probably drop him, right? But no one's gonna like hate them or hate Austin or anything if they don't speak. But it does kind of, at least for Austin, it kind of like does leave a bad taste in people's mouth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and everyone's saying he's been banned from all sorts of cons. Him and his clients, that may impact the Pokemon people, the SpongeBob people, if they attend some of the cons that he's been banned at. Now, do we care if they speak out? Probably not, because sometimes people speak out with their actions as opposed to making a statement. If you leave them, that's going to send a message louder than anything else. But I have to go. I got to get her to sleep. So thank you, Brent. Thank you, Francis. Thank you, every goddamn body that came up in this bitch. Salute to Legacy of Nerd, even though he stole my channel. If he tell you he didn't, he's lying. But I had a great time covering this. Hopefully I brought some light to it that everyone can see. And let's just put this post up for reference, if you will. Give me 1 second. And let this sink in. And remember, Zachery Taylor McGinnis, he wrote this. Owner of Galactic Productions, a booking agent. And in due time, we'll see what the outfall is. It may not come this year, but 2024 is probably going to be different. I look forward to seeing all the Rangers, because this is about a Power Ranger. I get that he may represent, other acts who are bigger. But We here on this, the HenryResilient channel, we care about the goddamn, hold on. Where we at?
All right. Smorphin' time.
That's what we care about over here. So with that said, everybody, I said we gonna get a traditional outro. I did say that. We gonna get a traditional outro. You gonna do a traditional outro? Like, yes. Yes, traditional outro. Remove myself. Remove that. And what JDF poem y'all want? Which one y'all want? I have Seatbelt and The Fall. Which one? Fall. We need my man Dust to get well soon. For real. Y'all want The Fall? Or y'all want... Look, Fall. Everyone loves The Fall. The Fall is that shit though. All right. The Fall it is. Now look, I should not be doing any more streams. I know people want me to cover that Bat and Sun stuff. It shouldn't be no streams. Remember, I got my daughter every day this week, so she since I'm up and she be like, come here, Dad. I need some time. I need some time. Hey, but salute to y'all. Have a great, super duper night, and I will leave you with the goddamn, where we at? Fall.
It's been a while since I wrote. I'm sure at times everyone has moped. But this ain't me. I don't want to go back to where I was. All I could do is pray and hope. Shake it off, but when I do, my mind says, nope. I mean, how do I deal with this? How do I even cope? I don't want to slide, but it is a slippery slope. I'm struggling, I'm grabbing, I slip because I missed the rope. My emotions are overflowing like a waterfall. The words I speak are positive. Well, at least I think they are. Overall, with stress occurring regularly, it's too fast. It's a hand sign. Emotions are thrown like a curveball. But how can you even breathe when the air feels like ethanol? I mean, I want to fight back my mind. I want to brawl, but when I punch, I'm on the ground. I mean, I see the takedown. I begin to sprawl, but I miss. All I can do is crawl. Then I disappear. I'm gone. And it's just me staring at the ceiling wall. I mean, people can see my pain. You can see it in my eyeball. The sun would shine, but the darkness moves in, becomes a rainfall. I'm all over the place like a human pinball. So I delay and I begin to stall. Please, God,